Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of I Am She. How are you guys doing this morning? I hope you guys are able to tune in, join us for today's topics. We do have a couple of great topics, I think are great topics today. More just focusing on the men. We don't do a lot of focus on the men. We do a lot of focus on females, female relationships, female empowerment, which is good because this is a female podcast. But I think we need to put more focus on like just the men and, general concerns for the men. And, a lot of, even in social media, a lot of it is always focus based. Social media is usually on women, everything that has to do with women. So, I mean, I know it's early. It's supposed to be Mother's Day. We probably should have did a topic on Mother's Day. Oh, yeah. Happy Mother's Day. Happy early Mother's Day to everybody. Happy early Mother's Day if you are a mother out there. Um, I don't know. What are you guys' plans this weekend? Sunday, Saturday. I haven't planned too much. Um, I feel like I just want to relax. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go into a crowd. I don't want to deal with crowded restaurants. I don't want to deal with a lot of people. So I'm just going to spend the time to just recuperate from this week. This week I felt like was extremely busy. Even carried back before the week started over the weekend. Like I had no free days this weekend. Like literally, um, we were in Orlando at the track meet all of Saturday from like, Lord, what time did we even get up? We drove. We had to be in Orlando, which is about an hour and a half away. We had to be in Orlando at 7 o'clock. So we literally had to leave at about 5:30. We had to get up, drive to Orlando to be there at 7 o'clock. It was interesting. I haven't been to Orlando since I've been down here, so it was a really good experience. Like the way that the GPS took us, we got to drive past all of the resorts in that little. If anybody's been to Orlando to like where Disney World and Universal Studios, they have all the different resorts and the little circles, and the way the streets are set up is really unique. I think it's really cute. But yeah, we actually had to be there at 7 o'clock. So we were there from 7 until almost like 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the spitting hot and sun, waiting for over 50 daggone teams to run each individual race. Um, but Kylie did really good. He did really well. He always pushes himself. He is the fastest runner on his team overall. And it's funny because when we got home after the races were over, he was just telling us like they had a separate area every time it was almost time for their age group to run. The coaches would send them in a separate area where they could like warm up, do like pre warm ups before they start to run. And from the previous race when he raced in Daytona, a lot of the coaches, now this is like Florida, all around Central Florida, from different areas all around Central Florida, but from the previous race, some of the coaches had recognized him from the previous race to how fast he was running. So he said every time he went over there to work out, the coaches from the other teams, which they were good, you can tell them kids been training for like years, they kept coming over there showing him how to do warm-ups, asking him, yeah, you the kid from last week race, da, da, da. I said, Kylie, they trying to recruit you, they trying to steal you from your coach. Watch out. I said, your coach better watch out because he is pretty fast for his age. He's running at a high schooler speed to be in middle school. He's running at a high schooler speed. Um, he was 4 seconds, exactly 4 seconds off of a college student's um, time. College student actually won. Kylie's only 4 seconds off of that college student. The relay race, they mixed it up. The last relay race, it was all like age. Everybody like ran with their age group. But this time in Orlando, they mixed it up. So they had him actually running with high schoolers. It was like 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He was actually running with high schoolers this time. And I'm here to tell y'all, Kylie was third behind them high schoolers. He was the third runner behind all them high schoolers. So he was on their tails. When I say on their ass, like he was like this on their asses. Like he kept up with them high schoolers. So I was really proud, with the little bit of time that he had to actually really get into, practice and stuff like that. Yeah, that boy, yeah. We y'all gonna see him. Y'all gonna see him. He gonna be the next Angel Reese, male Angel Reese. Y'all gonna see him out there. Y'all gonna see him out there. Besides that, the only other thing that, besides that, yeah, that's the other thing. So besides that, I noticed every time I walked to the car, I seen like this castle-like thing that was across the street. So I'm looking, I'm looking at the across the street, and I'm thinking it's Disney World. Come to find out, we literally right across the street from Universal Studios, because I kept hearing this thing like an airplane or like an aircraft. I kept hearing taking off behind us, and I'm like, what is that? Are we behind an airport? And I looked, and Lord David actually looked it up. We literally were across the street. Literally, a school that we raced at was literally across the street from Universal Studios. So we kept seeing all the um all the roller coasters behind us going.
Oh wow.
And it was actually the tower that I saw. It wasn't the Disney castle, of course. It was Harry Potter. That Harry Potter's, what do they call it?
Oh yeah, the Harry Potter exhibit, like the Harry Potter
I forgot what they call it. David told me what it was. I forgot what they called it. David told me what it was. But yeah, that's what it was, the Harry Potter, the tower for the Harry Potter thing, whatever you call it, ride or whatever. So I was like, this is amazing. Like, it was really cool. So, once the summer kicks in and the kids are out of school, we definitely have to take a trip back up there, and just actually visit. I don't know if we'll stay or not, because it's only an hour. It's only an hour away. So,
ain't no point in
but
staying. Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't that bad. And then turn around Sunday, got up and took them to Sky Zone. So I had a really busy weekend. Like, I just really, like, I know people like, oh, I'm doing this for Mother's Day, and my husband better do this for Mother's Day. I want to do nothing. I want to recuperate, because my day, literally from Saturday, all of this week, I have been busy. I had a pre-interview on Wednesday for another position, and it's a promotional position within my job. So
Okay.
interview. It was a first interview. They forwarded me to the second portion, because you have to do two interviews with my job. So they forwarded me to the second. So when I tell you, from starting from Saturday, it's been busy nonstop. And I think when I went and took them Sunday to Sky Zone, I think I was there for almost 6 hours with them, because I got the all day passes. I had my earbuds, and I was fine. I mean, before I knew it, the time was just passing, because I had my earbuds and I had charged my phone. I was jamming off music, sitting in the corners. Kids don't really need to be watched besides Jimmy and Cameron. And, they had pretty, I guess they had pretty updated like areas where the parents can sit and be comfortable. The chairs were pretty comfortable. So I got me some snacks and was sitting in my corner. Y'all know I love me some snacks. So give me some snacks, give me my phone with some good music, and them kids was fine. I got my money's worth for that day going all day passes. That passes was what, almost like $40 a person, and I had four of them.
Ooh, good luck with that, baby. That's a bill.
It was like, it came up to, with the socks and them, it came up to $200.
Ooh, my lord.
And then you still got to get them something to eat. But it was,
Okay.
I had a good weekend. I had a really good weekend, I say. But yeah, Mother's Day, I'm not here for anything but relaxing.
As you
My
should.
my mom is doing some type of thing with the neighborhood where they supposed to be getting together in a little cul-de-sac and having some drinks and celebrate, having a little Mother's Day celebration. I'm not going out there. I'm staying in the house.
Why you not going outside?
I don't want to. I really just want to relax. I really just want to relax mentally. I have my second interview next week. So I really just want to mentally just relax and get back to my zen. I don't want to do anything. Nothing this weekend. So I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. But just
Okay.
if you guys are out there, if you're listening, what are you guys doing for Mother's Day? Do you have any big plans? Are you traveling for the weekend? Are you going on vacation? Are you doing a what is it called? FDK? Are you doing an FDK weekend, or are you doing a family
I think
together?
an FDK weekend is in full effect for anybody. I saw a post that said, I do not want to be a part of anything that came out of me or in me this weekend.
Oh,
And I
I
can
mean,
feel,
as you
listen,
should. Yeah, that's what I gotta say. As you should.
that's what I'm saying. Like Mother's Day weekend, we do not want to spend time with no kids. We don't want to even be around our children. Mother's
Right.
Day weekend, we want to be doing our thing. And just like on Father's Day weekend, I don't expect a father to, I mean, unless a father want to be with his kids, I don't expect him to be around his kids. Have fun with your guys. Go do something really nice. Go do something really fun. But
I
being
think
around my children, well,
I
I don't
think
have children, but
Mother's Day. I think Mother's Day and Father's Day particularly are the your personal vacation or the parents' personal vacation time, like away
mm-hmm.
from them kids. Some people prefer to take their kids. Some people prefer to celebrate their whole weekend with kids and all, just do a family thing. I'm not one of them. I just no, I'm not one of them.
I don't even like kids like that to be around them.
I want to act like I'm 21 again. I want to drink and have
I
somebody.
don't even like kids like that to be around them. So why would I even want to be around y'all? Why do I even want to talk to y'all?
I want to drink. I want somebody to carry me to my room. I want to act childish. I want to just
You do that already.
shut up.
You, you you do that without even the kids being around. Excuse
It's
me.
stupid. I don't know. I just don't want to be bothered. I want to be, I want to just have some shameful opportunities. I just want to explore. I don't want to be kid friendly. Oh, we all celebrating. We going out to eat with mommy. Hell to the no. You ain't going out. You gonna stay home. It's take care of yourself day. That's what it is. It's every man for
Mommy don't
themselves
even
day.
like y'all. Mommy don't even like y'all for right now.
It's
Just
every
know
man.
that.
Listen, it's every man for themselves day. That's what that is. What are you doing for Mother's Day? Nothing.
I am going to brunch with my best friend, of course, and her family. They're having brunch at her house. And after that, I'm going to do nothing. Come home and watch TV and mind my business. Probably read a little bit of my book if I'm not already finished by then. And I ain't going to do nothing.
Okay. Okay.
I am not going to do anything. I'm going to be me. Probably give me a little wine or something and come home and relax. Yeah. I'm
You
not expecting anything. Huh?
indoor, like, I feel like for somebody like that's like you that don't have nobody with living with them, anything like that, I would do like a personal spa day, like a at home spa day.
I do that every day, to be honest. Like every day, I make sure when I run my bath water, because I like taking baths. Well, not like, I love taking baths.
I was gonna say, who don't like taking?
I meant
Be
to say love. I love taking baths. So every
honest.
day to me is like a spa day. I do my face, I do my skincare routine. I run my nice hot bath water with all my little fixings in it, and that's that. Like I do that every day.
Somebody told me, not somebody told me, but I heard that some people say that baths are not healthy for females.
Oh,
Have
who
you
said
ever heard
that?
that? I've heard people say
Who
that
said that?
I've heard people actually say it's nasty to soak in your own bath water. That's
Who
why the
Whoever
person.
said that don't wash their ass properly. That's all I heard.
I have heard that. I have heard that. So I'm like, God, is it embarrassing to say you take a bath?
Right. I would never. I think Nikki came over here the other day. She was like, who uses Calgon? I'm like, me. She's like, I ain't seen Calgon in years. But
Where
baby,
you
I
even
go in
get
there and
that
I
at?
make me a nice bath concoction, throw some Epsom salt in there. I had my bubble bath. I
I
have my
like the lavender. I like the lavender Epsom salt. The
that's right. Hashtag sit your ass in the water.
lavender
Hashtag sit your
Epsom
ass in the
salt.
water. Huh? I love Dr.
The
Teal's make the
lavender.
best.
Yes,
Dr. Teal's make the
Dr.
best
Teal.
Epsom
Oh
salt.
my God. It's the lavender one, right?
I use all different kinds. He has
I
so
only like
many different ones.
they
I use
actually
all
have
different kinds.
they actually have another one. It's like almond. I found it at Walmart out Middle River. It smells so good. It's like almond butter something. It
Oh,
smells
wait, let me go get it. I got it. Hold
so
up. Wait.
freaking good.
Wait a
I
minute.
tried that. I use that for when I'm doing my feet. Like when I'm doing my own personal spa feet. I put it in the little foot spa massaging thing. It smells so freaking good. I just let my feet soak, and you do your little scrubs. I do that for my husband too.
So these are all my different ones. So I have
Oh
the
Lord, you ain't
Soothing Comfort. I have this one.
Mm-hmm.
Soothing Comfort, amazing.
I never seen that one before.
The coconut oil, freaking amazing.
Jeez.
They even got the bath time, the
Yes,
sleep time with the
that's the one
melatonin.
I use that one.
And then they have this one with the shea butter and
That
almond oil.
Smells so freaking
This
good. The salt.
This one is my favorite, but this one is my next favorite because it has oat milk, argan oil, and other essential oils in it.
Ooh.
I love this one.
Now the shea butter and almond, that's the one I use for
this one?
Like the spa. Yeah, I use the salt, the bath salt for like the foot spa thing, like the little massager, foot spa massager. I use that. That is so freaking good. And then
these are my favorite.
You go to
when I really want to take me a good little nap and a good bath, I'm gonna take a bath in this, honey. This will put you to sleep. And this will get you right.
Now, where you get yours from? Target or Walmart? Because I don't see that much of a selection.
Walmart.
I don't see that much.
Go to Walmart.
From Walmart.
You gotta go to a nice little.
And they got the oils. I don't want to say
ghetto bougie one, but yeah.
They got the oils too, like the little massaging oils.
I put that in my water too. Amazon is a little cheaper, just a little cheaper.
They make your skin soft.
I like putting so I do that. So what I do is my whole mixture is I put the bubble bath. I get whatever flavor of Epsom salt that I feel like using for that day. He have a ton of different flavors. I also get my Calgon. I throw my little Calgon in there. And this is a tradition that has been in my family for yeast. And don't judge me. Some bleach. You already knew I was going to say that. Some bleach. Put a little bleach in my bath water. Yep, I sure did. Put a little bleach in my bath water, and that's that. And that's what I. That's and a tea bag. What's a tea bag gonna do, Nate?
What kind of just a regular tea bag?
I'm concerned. What kind of tea bag? Like green tea?
Or do you have to get like a special tea bag from somewhere?
Yeah. Yep. To what? Green tea or regular tea? Oh, the teas you make. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to try that because I don't know what that's gonna do for my body. It seemed like that'd be like an exotic. You know what, Nate? I would use the hibiscus one. I would use that and see how that, make me feel. Okay. I mean, it is because it is herbs. At the end of the day, it is herbs. So it ain't like it's going to harm your body or anything. It is natural herbs. So I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Right.
I'm gonna have to try that. Throw a little tea bag in the same herbs they say are in. Yep, the same ones that they claim are in these products. Yep.
But what y'all think about? Because I told y'all I've seen this before. So if y'all out there listening, what y'all think about baths? Like I said, some people say
I feel like a lot of. Don't get me wrong. I've been in Baltimore for 21 years. A lot of Baltimore girls don't like baths. They like showers more. Like I have never really met somebody who was just like, oh, I want to take a bath. I'm not really a shower girl. I don't like taking showers.
But the thing is about showers kind of strip your skin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it kind of causes that dryness. I noticed.
I'm not really a huge person on taking a shower. Like if I had the option to take a bath, and that was one of my main reasons for finding apartments, because a lot of apartments nowadays only have stand-up showers.
Yeah.
My main goal when I go looking for an apartment or a home or somewhere to live or lay my head, it gotta have a bathtub. Absolutely. I have to have a bathtub. That's my non-negotiable. I need a nice little bathroom with a bathtub because I love taking baths.
That's what I get ready to say with a tub. Like
with a tub. I need a tub, honey. You know who I always admired your grandmother bathroom when she lived on Woodstock. I loved her bathroom. Why? Because the tub. I love me a nice little clawfoot tub.
Oh,
I want one so bad. Like if I ever get a house built from the ground up, my bathroom has to have a clawfoot tub in the middle of the bathroom.
Really? In the middle?
In the middle of the bathroom. I need me a nice little clawfoot tub.
That's cute. That's one thing that I would have to say. I would have to add. Now, when I went looking at houses a while ago, I went and looked at some new construction houses, and they had those type of tubs attached to the walk-in showers.
Oh, okay.
That's something that I want. That's a non-negotiable. Once we get a house built, it has to have that shower bathtub. Like I want that deep bathtub that I could pull it all the way up. Just kind
of. You know the ones that you see in the movies where they just be in the tub all sunk down and the legs and then the bubbles be up the head.
Right. I don't want my kneecaps out. I don't want my kneecaps out. I need my kneecaps out.
I don't want to be covered. Like you know, I would love to get a tub that's custom made for my body length. Like I would love to get a custom made just for my size kind of tub. Cause I'm short and I don't like the tubs. Most tubs are not long or it's not for me. You know, like my legs, I gotta sit all the way down and stretch my leg out.
Right.
I don't like it. But yeah, and you know, my next thing I want to get me a little wine board that you could put. I forgot what it's called. I don't want to say it's a bath board, but it's not a bath board. It's called something else. A tub tray. They only like $20, and I need one of these for when I want to read my book. I love reading books in the bathtub.
Yeah, they have
oh shit! I want one of these where you can drink a little wine and put your books and stuff. I want to get one.
I love these. I like the bamboo colored one that I found. It was a bamboo one. And so cute, and it has to have the little. I want the one that has the little cup thing right there. Put your phone.
You selfish. Who was gonna fit in that tub with you? That's the point. It's just me. That's the point. I ain't got no man. This is gonna be me. And even if I did, he gonna know that's her tub.
Oh my God!
You better get you your own tub. You better get your own tub. I love me a nice bath. I love taking baths every day. Like
I feel like
you have to start dating midgets. I'm not dating no damn midget.
I feel like it's not unusual though for people to say that they, for people to like say stuff against baths. Because some people, did you hear that poll that came out a long, long time ago? Where a lot of people was like, it's okay to skip bath like showers, like for a week. They only take a shower. They take a shower.
That's some white people shit.
They take a shower. No, that's some black people stuff too. The polls was pretty even. The polls was pretty even. People would say it was even a news reporter that said she
better not have been black.
She was black. She said sometimes she comes home and she's so tired that she just falls asleep, her clothes and everything.
There's no way you just fall asleep and don't wash your ass.
She falls asleep, clothes and everything. Still got the same clothes on. She fall asleep and wake up.
There's no way you could fall asleep in the bed in the room and not wash your ass.
She said because they made fun of her.
For days at a time. No.
Yes, people say that. People say that they don't take showers. Well, now that's why why the majority of Caucasians smell the way they do.
Listen. Co-worker.
That's why they got that wet nose. Because
my co-worker, I hope she's not watching. She told me one day, she was like, "Do I smell?" I'm like, "Girl, no. Why you asking me that?" Well, I was like, "Well, I ain't really been around you." I said, "I ain't really been around you at all today in your personal space, so I don't know if you smell or not." She said to me, and I will never forget this. She said, "Oh, because I didn't take a bath last night." I said, "Oh, okay, that's fine." But she said, "I haven't taken a bath in several days." Well, and I don't think I'm going to. And she said, I'm not going to take one tonight either.
Well, why would you ask somebody to smell you, Stanky?
I What about your cuckoo? Like, your cuckoo not gonna be jumping?
Burning.
I know them drawers pissy and they burn. Them burning. All that piss down there, you ain't even washed it off.
They
Like,
use
how you
because
gonna do it?
Because some people use those wipes, the different wipes. They think that's the part of bathing.
She ain't say all that now. She just said she ain't wash her ass, and I'm going to take it for face value that she didn't wash her ass.
Yeah, I know it's a little tanky. It's a
little girl, a little is a lot of tanky. Then you trying to, never mind. Let me mind my business.
This is what I don't get though. Like, you can't not take a bath if you're sexually active. You can't not wash if you're sexually active.
I don't understand how women think that is okay to just not wash especially if they're regularly. If you clean on a regular, you could skip a day. I get it. But they don't use rags. They don't know what it is to use a washcloth.
That's another thing. That was another thing I saw. People was they was down like they was saying like it's nasty to use rags versus the what are they? Not even a
loofah.
The loofah. Yeah, the loofah. Some people saying that using rags was disgusting. That's something else I seen on social media. They were saying using rags is disgusting. I'm like, how can I wash your face with a rag? You can't wash your face with no damn loofah.
But I don't think, I don't think that they wash their face. Listen, I be hearing some things. I ain't gonna forget the one time that her and my supervisor was talking and she was like, I forgot to brush my teeth this morning. And my supervisor said, well, we never brush our teeth.
That's going too damn far. Y'all just nasty.
I said, you never do what?
Y'all just come.
And that's only if you in the house all day. Now I don't know how some people might feel about this. If I'm home, if I took a bath the night before, right? If I took a bath the night before and I stay home all day, I don't go nowhere. I'm in this house all day long. And you don't take a bath. Do you think that's nasty?
I don't think it's nasty if you took a bath the night before. You don't plan on going nowhere. But me, my preference, at least by the end of the night, I'm going to get in the bath. I just like my baths. I'm like you. I just like my baths. A bath makes me go to sleep. I have issues with sleeping, so baths really soothes me and get me to that.
Baths, it don't really necessarily make me go to sleep, but baths do make me feel. It relaxes me. It definitely makes me.
I take showers in the morning. I take baths at night because after a long day, sometimes
somebody asked me that one time before. Somebody asked me, I had got up, I had did something. I took a bath the night before, woke up the next morning, put some clothes on. They was like, you're not going to take a shower? And I was like, why would I take a shower when I didn't do nothing but go to sleep? And they were like, well, you're not going to take a shower. And I'm like, if all I did was last night when I got out the tub, got in my bed, why would I get up to go take a shower? He like,
brush your teeth.
Right. Like, of course I brush my teeth and wash my face. And he like, you're not going to take a shower? And I'm like, well, why would I take a shower? My bed not dirty. Is your bed dirty? Because you've been laying in your bed. Is your bed dirty?
If you brush your teeth and you wash your face.
I feel like you wash your clothes, you wash your sheets, you wash your ass, you get your clean ass in the bed. Why would you feel like you need to get up and go take a shower in the morning? Why you do it?
I take showers in the morning because it wake me the hell up. That's why I take showers in the morning, baths at night. I take showers in the morning and wake up and ready for work.
They said I prefer a bath in the morning. If I'm home one day, I might take a bath throughout the day. Now my mama will take like 3 or 4 baths a day because she don't do nothing all day any damn way. But she'll take a bath. She'll take 2 baths a day, like 2 or 3 baths a day.
Right. What, she just bored? Let me get back in the bathtub again.
She bored.
That's a lot.
She bored. She'll take like 2 or 3 baths a day.
Okay.
Especially when we like going to Walmart. You know how people go to Walmart and be like, oh, I can't wait to buy this. We go to Walmart and be like, oh, girl, I bought this new soap. Girl, I can't wait to go home and take a bath. I can't wait to. We do that. I'll be like, oh, girl, I call her like, girl, I found this new soap, girl. I'm gonna try this. And we don't even be trying to see what to do for our skin. We just tried to see how good it smells. We don't even try to see, let me see what I like on my skin. No, we don't care about that. Try to see how good the shit smells.
Listen, when I go to Target and get my tea, when they got a new Tea Hut tree, is it Tea Hut?
Tree Hut.
When they got a new Tree Hut smell, and I can match it with the ORG. When I can match it with those with the body wash, boy, I'm jumping in the shower. I'm trying that new scrub out. I want to see how it smell when I get out there, and I always try to pair it like they be doing on Pinterest.
I like to see how it make my skin feel.
Yeah.
If it make my skin softer. Now I ain't gonna lie, I've heard before. Oh, you got some nice soft skin. I pride myself on my skin. The softness of it. I don't like my legs to be too dry. Now, don't get me wrong. Some days I will get out the shower and I will not put on like lotion or oil. I just straight throw my clothes on after I dry off and call it a day. And I'll be ashy. But I'll put some oil on the next day. Normally, though, I would like, I take my bath, I get the cocoa butter and I rub myself down in cocoa butter. That's what I normally do. But I hadn't done it in a while. Now I have
oily anyway. Like if y'all see this,
mine not. That's my thing. I don't have oily skin. I don't sweat. Nate said I don't sweat bad. Like only way if I'm sweating is if I'm walking, and I'm like I was walking somewhere. Like I said, I walked to Popeyes last night. My forehead wasn't even sweating, but this back, baby, this big back I got, this big back was crying. Honey, it was tears dropping down the back. It was rolling down the spine. It was terrible.
Oh, God.
The one at the harbor. Mm-hmm. Yes. When I keep saying I went to the Popeyes at the harbor, everybody like, what Popeyes at the harbor? It's a Popeyes down the harbor.
I have not been down the harbor in so long. I don't know what's down there. But
right. Exactly. Don't tell them because then they're going to be running down there.
Right. Get it while it's brand new. Why ain't nobody?
A lot of people don't even know it's a IHOP downtown. It's never a line. Nate, you ain't lying. Listen, we go on our lunch break sometimes. It's never a line. Never a line. Never a line.
Do they still have the gallery with all the stores there?
No, the gallery shut down.
Okay. Remember that used to be our spot, our little run to? That used to be our little run to the gallery for everything. But yeah, I don't know. I don't use a lot of like, I don't know. I don't use like lotions and stuff like that because my skin is just so like, if y'all can see, like it's like the little glisten off of my arms, my shoulders, my neck. I don't have anything on. My skin is it's oily, but it's not oily in a bad way because when I'm out and I have like, my tank top shirts on or my backless shirts on, it just gives like a nice little glow. And I like that nice little glow. That little glow is, I don't know. They said I had fat day last week and I ate it at IHOP, then got a spicy 4-piece. At the same time, wait a minute. So you went to IHOP and then turned around and went to Popeyes?
So first of all, the way you word this, you're not going to judge me. That's what you're not going to do. You're not going to judge me. I had a really tough week, and I went to go get some pancakes and some turkey sausages that I like from IHOP. I don't eat nothing else because the rest of it tastes like old folks' home food. It tastes like nursing home food. And I'm normally really full after, and I was full, but I was like, I'm gonna want some Popeyes tonight.
I can understand
so I
that.
Really got a 4-piece.
I do that.
And I tried their new strawberry biscuits. And I always gotta get 2 apple pies. But you're not gonna judge my life though.
I can see that though. I think like that too. I'm not even gonna lie. I think like that too. I double meal. Some days when I know I'm not gonna cook, I eat my lunch and then I might turn around and get 2. I go to 2 different places because I know once later on. That's not a fat thing. That's just you pre-thinking.
That's just
But I didn't but I didn't wait. I didn't really wait until dinner time.
We do that at work. Like I ain't gonna lie, we do that at work all the time. We do that at work all the time. Like I'll go to Lexington Market.
Well, you talking to yourself.
I go to Lexington Market and I get like something from each different stand. Like I'll go get a corn from one stand. I'll go get like a curry chicken patty from another stand. I'll go get a meal from here. I do that all the time.
Fair. I don't even want the 2 locations. That's some fair shit.
Listen, I do that shit all the time.
Do they still even have donut stands down there?
Now they do have a black-owned donut stand where she make the donuts, and she put the cereal on top. So she have like a cereal shelf in the back, and she got all the every different kind of cereal you could think of, and she make it with she put her donuts in it. Listen, I heard it was good. I never had it before because it's too much sweets for me, but I heard it was really good.
We really gotta stop eating like that. Like I know everybody want to be creative and get the thing that's gonna
Everybody's
get
so creative.
everybody. Yeah, but people are dying. Like it's not
People
just
are dying.
children.
Diabetical.
Too many people popping up with diabetes and sugar related illnesses that just it's taking us out, and everything got sugar in it. Everything. Even water got sugar in it now. Like everything.
That's what I did yesterday. Yesterday, after I got off of work, early. I had my heart set on some Popeyes. But you know what I did, Nate? I turned around and went next door to Subway, and I got me turkey and ham.
Girl, you should have just went on here at Popeyes, because Subway is worse.
Yeah, because they got in trouble. That's why they don't serve certain
Subway
types
is
of
not
bread
healthy. Subway is not healthy.
If you notice, they have certain breads that they don't have anymore.
Yeah, Subway is not healthy.
Like, it was
and
like
even with their bread, they use a certain type of they use a certain type of gum for their bread. They use a gum that people use for the soles of your shoe.
Yeah,
they use that for their bread.
I should have.
But their bread is considered cake. Because of the ingredients that they use. So that's why they don't have a honey wheat bread no more, or honey oat bread.
Yeah.
They don't have it anymore.
Okay. Yeah, you just messed me up. I thought I was doing good. I went and got me some little tater chips, a little sandwich. I thought I was doing good.
It is, but that's the thing now. Like, even to eat healthy, you basically you can't even eat air no more because it's horrible. Like, no matter what. Even the vegan, like if you eat vegan or vegetarian, it has to be home cooked or it's gonna be processed. Like even vegan food is processed now. So I'm over it.
Just don't tell me nothing bad about Panera, because I love Panera sandwiches.
Panera bread is bread.
I don't really eat Panera.
I love that turkey Bravo sandwich, so good. Oh. That turkey Bravo with the green tea.
That's sodium, though.
Oh. Listen, I'm not giving up everything. Darn it.
It's hard to give up everything.
It's hard. It's hard. If you ain't eating just a salad, honey, or going straight vegan, it's hard. It is hard.
I went to the nutritionist. That's when I had that fat day. I went to the nutritionist, and I have to do a journal every day. And she was like, "You really should lay up off of those juices." I said, "Miss, I can't eat meat. I can't eat cake. I can't eat. Bitch, what you want me to eat?" That's what I wanted to say. And I went to IHOP afterwards.
You can't have an attitude, because what's the point of you going to the nutritionist?
Yeah, but first of all, Miss, she was 23, white lady.
Now she know what she was talking about.
Right. You don't know my life. You don't even know my culture.
Girl,
you don't even know where I come from.
You gotta go.
Right. You want me to cut 39 years of living in like how long I've been saying 6 months?
What somebody said, every time I try to lose weight, some new food come out.
Right. That's the biscuit at Popeyes.
I had that last night. It is so good. I had it last night.
My mouth is watering. That's very fat of you.
I got a question. Now, did you log that meal?
I did. And I sent it to her. Normally, I send it every week, but I sent that one that night. I wanted her to see, Miss. Listen. Don't you ever tell me what I can't eat, because I'm gonna eat what I want.
They don't see. You have to go
responsible.
For something like that, you have to go to an African American specialist, because they understand more of African American, of Black lifestyle, the way that we eat. So they'll probably give you a better diet.
The best doctor I ever saw, I've had was an Asian doctor. Like my doctor now is Asian. And I'm not saying that Black people don't, but when Black people get certain positions, they forget.
Right.
And that was the problem. Like, I'm really specific. Like, I prefer a woman doctor.
Me too.
For some reason, I think I get better care from women. But women can be very judgmental when it comes to certain parts of your health. and it's really, you got to be really specific as to who you have, helping you on your journey,
Yeah.
because it makes a difference. Like if I go to a therapist, they have to be a faith based therapist, or my doctor. Like I
A
prefer
faith
a
faith
woman
based faith.
faith based. Like they have to believe in God. I don't want no jaded atheist.
And I didn't get to tell them about the blessing that the Lord has stowed upon me. They get to
Right,
talking
because I
crazy.
hit them with, I'll pull out my Gideon Bible and, this is
Now
what my God said.
Now I disagree. I had a therapist one time that was she had like you could tell that she was like really religious, and she was always trying to bring it into, but for somebody that really don't have a religion, don't have a belief, I didn't like it.
Who,
I
you?
backed out of it. Yeah,
You don't
like
have a religion?
So
I don't.
religious, but see,
What you believe in?
religious is different from
I don't
having
go
a
to
faith.
church. I don't. Yeah.
You don't
Being
believe in like,
religious,
so wait a minute, do you believe in a higher power?
No, I just don't. I'm just here. I don't go to church.
that's agnostic. She didn't say
I,
atheist. She said she don't believe that it doesn't exist. She just said for her, but
yeah, I don't
that's
follow anything. I don't
agnostic.
follow anything. I don't follow anybody. I'm just here. I'm not dedicated to being religious. I'm not dedicated to religion. I don't read the Bible. I don't go to church. I don't do telechurch. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm here.
So wait a minute, if you scrolling on social media and you see like a little sermon pop up, would you stop and listen to it?
Probably not.
Oh.
But don't get me wrong. Y'all know I was born in a church. You know, Mama made us go to church. I was born in a church.
Mama is turning over in her grave as we speak.
Well, no, I mean, I've been like that since before. You know, when she was still here, I was the same way. I stopped going to church and stuff like that, and I kind of feel like that played a part into it, because it's such thing as too much churching. You making me go to church on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, like that's too much church for me. Like
You have
as a
to.
child,
You. I just was talking to my friend. I think y'all met my friend Latanya. She's a playwright. I introduced y'all to. Me and her were having the same conversation this weekend. Church is the cause. Church people are the cause of a lot of people stepping away from the building of church as well as the faith of church. And it's really difficult for people to understand or separate someone from a religion. The religion is normally set as it is, and all religions have the same kind of core values. It's the doctrine. The doctrine is the list of like rules and regulations that people follow, and there are people who take those rules and they use them as weapons against people. And that's the reason that a lot of us have been like, I fell out of love. I was AME, and I fell out of love with church for a long time because of the doctrine. I didn't understand how you are trying to cultivate souls and salvation, and yet if a pastor isn't living up to a certain standard or they need it somewhere else, you move them. I didn't get that concept, and that took me away from church for a long time because how do you deal with that? And then the laws of the church of that specific church is you can't follow that pastor. Now, what if that's somebody that you love to sit under? You can't follow them.
right?
So that created a distance for me. But I get it. I have friends that feel like you do. They don't feel connected to any particular
Right. That's what I was getting ready to say.
religion, and I
I
think a
never
lot
felt
of it is people.
any particular church. I've been to different churches. I've been to Mormon churches. I've been to Catholic churches. I've been to all types, because I have friends of all types of religions. From living in North Carolina, living in Virginia, I have friends of all different types of religions, and I've been to each one of them. And I just have not been to a church yet. Even as a child, growing up in a church, like I was the first youngest choir singer at my grandmother's church, the youngest singer on the choir to lead, solos. So I've played, I've been in churches. I've just never found a church where I feel comfortable, where I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like where I feel like, oh, I can just it's just, I always feel uptight. Like everything just so uptight. Like you can't. I've been to church. It's like you can't wear a certain thing. You can't act a certain thing. You can't look a certain way. You can't talk a certain way. You can't have certain thoughts. Like it's just too much. I'm just here.
It's hard. It's a hard thing. It's really hard to um be in spaces like that because you naturally want. There's a reason I'm coming here.
Right.
It's a reason I've made a decision in my mind. It's a reason. So for you to be judgmental, but we have to also understand that church is a hospital.
Right.
That's the real hospital.
Or just
And
even
broken
over
people
push.
come there, broken people exist there. Nobody is perfect from the top to the bottom.
Right. Or just over pushy people. Like in the church, you just have those over pushy people. Like they just push everything on you. Like, I need you to read it. Like it's just too much. I just came in just to visit. Let me sit there. They just pushing everything on you here. You
But
have to.
look at your workplace environment. Look at that one person on your job that just gotta be the boss. They not the boss.
Right.
They not the supervisor, but they just
Okay.
gotta have control over you. But
Right.
that's typically means something in their life isn't allowing them that same freedom
Mm-hmm.
or power, and they have to come to work. Well, those same people go to church
Right. That's
and
true.
want to assert that same authority over other
Authority.
people.
Right. That's true. When you
And
put it like that.
most times you go into churches like that, and if it's a woman, you don't never see her husband there. You'll never see her
Okay.
children
You'll
there.
never see her husband there. You'll never see her
They
children
only
there.
come on Easter or when special occasions come.
Mm-hmm.
If they come those times, if you know that person may be, they cuss like a sailor on, on the weekdays, and then on Sundays they become holier than thou. Those certain ones of those people, they've gained a certain level of financial freedom, so
Right.
they use their money or their power or title in a church to dictate how other people should live their lives when they aren't perfect.
True.
Do you know how many single people come to church who are really married
Mm.
and
Mm.
their partner is somewhere living life
Mm-hmm.
and they're just taking a time out from living that same life to come to church? And
Yep.
those are the same people that push you and judge you and tell you you're not enough. Or I remember I had this one lady tell me, she was like, I can't wait to see you run around this church. And the only thing, and I guess it was the Holy Ghost, because out my mouth came, well, if you stop focusing on my salvation, you wouldn't be a single unwed mother. And I don't know why I said that to that lady, but that was her trying to
You
put
said
what
it
she
for a reason.
desires to be on
You
me.
said it because it needed to be said.
Right. But she was putting what she needs, what she really wanted to be, she was trying to put that on me. No, baby, save your own life. Maybe I'm
Right.
not the jump around shouting type of person.
Right.
But that's what you get, but I get it.
That's okay. All right, y'all. Let's get into this first topic. Well, let's get into the topic. The topic for today, I will do anything for my man. Speaking of your man staying home while the single girl women is in church. They coming to church to do what they got to do for their man. They coming to church to figure out what they need to do for their man to keep that man.
I've seen more women go to church to get a man more than go to church for that man.
You don't know what they behind that. You don't know
that
what they
man at
behind.
home.
Right. But you don't know what they behind them screens talking to them pastors and stuff about. But
you better say that.
I watched this video. It was a very long video, so I didn't bother to link the video because it was extremely long, and I seen it on Instagram. And it just, I don't know, I was bothered by it. Like, women are still really out here acting this way towards men. So I'm just going to give you a kind of a breakdown of the video because, like I said, it was too freaking long, and it was a lot of just back and forth. So evidently, the boyfriend felt comfortable enough. I guess he was a drug dealer or whatever, and that was like his little corner that he hung up, posted up, or just, I don't know what type of drug dealer he was. That he might have been one that was just checking on his his stuff. But evidently, the girlfriend lived on the same block because it looks like she was coming from an apartment across the street from the corner where he was parked. And he had a car parked, and he had a female in the passenger seat. sitting on a corner. And I don't know what happened. They didn't show all that about whether she looked outside or whatever, but some kind of way she knew he was out there. And then they standing in the middle of the street, they arguing back and forth.
Oh, you talking about the girl who was like, what was his name?
I forgot.
They was in the middle of the street, and she was like, "How you gonna do this to me? You keep doing this to me."
She was just breaking down. She was like, somebody recorded. Like I said, that video was too long for me.
Was that you that sent me that? You sent me that, or did I see it?
Yes, I sent it to you. That's what the topic is about. So the girl is in the middle of the street now, and people are recording. She don't even know people recording, but the girl is in the middle of the street. She got a little head scarf. She looking all crazy in the middle of the street while he has this female sitting in the passenger seat. And the female actually locked the doors because she kept on trying to get at the doors, trying to get in there to the girl, while the man who brought the female is standing up against his car, and he just so chill, just so relaxed, like it ain't even bothering him. And she's in the middle of the street bawling like, "You keep making me look stupid. Why you keep doing this to me? And you breaking these girls." Then she goes around the car and try to bust the windows out to try to get to the girl. The girl, I don't know, he had some good windows. He might have had some bulletproof windows because she was knocking. She took her phone and she was going at that window trying to get to that girl. But he's still just kind of like sitting there, just like nonchalant, like, "Come on now, you acting simple." Basically, I felt like he was trying to basically get her like, what you see is you don't see what you think you see. That's how I felt like he was trying. I can't hear you.
I said he kept lying to her, telling her that was his home girl. He kept saying, "That's my friend." She was like, "How many of your homegirls have you fucked? How many of your homegirls have you did this? How many of your homegirls have you slept with?" And I'm sitting there like, girl, just leave a man alone. You would get so much more power from him by just walking away. Just walk away.
Right. But the thing about it, like I said, the topic being, what will you do for your man, is because of how bad she was trying to get in that car. And she sat there and even listened to him plead his case. Like, you got the evidence is in front of you. This man is pretty much trying to put a smoke screen in front of you. Like, this girl was not sitting in this seat. Miss, go on about your way. But what really touched me is how she screamed. She was like, how she said, because basically it sounded like from the argument, it was like he was driving the girl or taking the girl somewhere, doing a favor for the girl. So that's why the girl was in the seat. And she screamed out, "So you can do favors for other females, but I needed you to take me to the abortion clinic, and you ain't even take me. You act like you was too busy to take me to the abortion clinic for a baby that I was having with you. But you can
Benny,
that
was his name, Benny."
Yeah, Benny. But you can drive other females around, but you couldn't even take the time out to take me to the abortion clinic for your baby that you didn't want me to have. It's pretty much what she said. But it just really was just like, miss, is he really worth it? He ain't, like, he was just extremely nonchalant. That bothered me. Like, why are you just sitting here? This man pretty much just looking like this. She crying, like bawling, like she lost her mother on Mother's Day. And
but how many of us been there before? Listen, I'm gonna keep it real in this moment. I've been there before. I've been in her shoes. I've been the one who was screaming and fussing and hollering. I literally was this person 2 years ago, fussing and hollering like, "Why you won't choose me? What is wrong with me? Like, why me? Like, why you keep doing this to me?" And it's like, we all been there before. It's not cute. We all been there before.
You. That's the thing.
It's not me. Oh yeah.
Yes, It's not you. It's that person making that decision. Because the same way you can go out and make that same decision that they made based upon your preference and what you want to do. At the end of the day, we are all grown and we all have to be held accountable. What bothers me is that even still now to this day, these females are out here making fools of themselves in the middle of the street, getting recorded, bawling, jumping on top of cars.
Can we look at it in a different way, possibly, for a second?
Go ahead.
Because we see that, and yes, especially in the case of a lot of these men, and some women, but mostly men, they're not communicating their unhappiness, and they're just expecting for you to just fade away or deal with it.
As you should.
But on the other side, can you see that if that is your behavior today, when you are faced with the reality, if that's your behavior today, what is your behavior on a daily basis with this man? And why do you assume he's willing to deal with that or would want to deal with that type of possessive behavior? Because many women go into relationships checking phones and asking you follow-up questions and XYZ. They go into a relationship. They're on a first date questioning you, not
So do you?
believing you.
So are you saying that that then drives that person to do the behavior that they're being accused of because they already being accused? You think they look at it in that way? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, in many cases, yes, because you see that relationships where the woman stopped having sex with the man, and
I feel like
you knew he was sexually attracted to you from day one. So you taking away something that he loved about you or loved with you is a control thing, and I think a lot of women are dealing with, because you just said the phrase that you just said. Why don't you want me? Like that sounds like abandonment issues that did not start with this current man.
it didn't
That
start
sounds
with
like
that
something
current
that
man,
you
but
are
this is
attracted.
what we do as people. We make broken and empty promises, knowing that is what the person want to hear, knowing we can't fulfill it. And men and women do it. We as people, we do it all together. I can honestly say, like, I was in a situation. It seemed like everyone seems like they're always innocent. Why is that? Because they are. Because they are.
But
Because
is
they
it a
are.
fact of it?
Anyway,
Is it really innocence, or is it not you not understanding the baggage you brought to this situation?
not
Right.
even that. I think that people do people when we do people wrong in our minds. In our minds, when we do people wrong and we can't see that this person was definitely down for us, we have to think like,
Mhm.
it's no way you allow me to be this or do this to you and you still remained in love with me or you still remain with me. We all, like I said, we all have been through it
Say that
before. We
again. I'm
all
sorry.
have been
Say
in.
that again. Say that again.
So
That sounded different. Say it
it
again.
sound. This is what I'm saying. People who do people wrong feel like you had to been doing something to me or you had to be doing something on the side, because there's no way you just allowed me to treat you that way. There's no way you allowed me to just do you wrong and you stayed with me and you still stick by my side. A lot of people think that, oh, you got to be doing something, or you can't be just that innocent, or you can't just not be doing nothing. A lot of times when we love somebody or when you care about somebody, you allow them to take you to the brinks of hell. You allow them to drag you to hell just because you love them.
So so
Just
that
because you love them.
so examine that specific part. Your ability to allow someone to dump on you
Mm-hmm.
clearly says that there
Clearly
was
says.
past baggage. Now,
Or
whether
no,
that
not
person is,
even
but
that. Clearly
hold
says
on,
that there's
whether
something wrong with me. There is something wrong
no,
with
no, no,
me
wait a
that
minute, before we
allowed
even get
you.
to what, before you get to the point of pointing the finger, no matter whether that person, be man or woman, is wrong for their actions, you brought something into this relationship that you was not forthcoming about, whether because you weren't
Mm-hmm.
aware of it or you were trying to hide it. Meaning baggage. Like, why don't you want me? That screams abandonment issue.
Of
That
course
means
it
you
does.
have but that means you had issues with abandonment that you did not
But
deal with
you have
before
to
you got
listen,
into this
Nate. You got to
relationship.
take a step back. You got to take a step back. Most people don't know that they're dealing with this
That's
shit.
what, but that's my point. But that's my point.
You talking like these people know. You talking
But
like
no,
these
no, no,
people done
no.
been to
But that's
therapy,
my,
or that they
but,
know that they've been in, that they are dealing with abandonment issues.
but
They don't know what they're
that's my
dealing with. They
issue.
just know that
But
they
that's
don't
my
want them to
issue with
leave.
But that's my issue with simply, it's in these scenarios, that's my issue with simply blaming the man for it. Because you're blaming him, but you're all the other people that are in line that have abandoned you, you're putting all of that blame on that one person. And that's not fair, because what if this is the
Hell,
first time in
that's
life
not.
I ever cheated, What if this relationship was so stressful? Not to blame you for their actions, but what if this shit was too much? It's not what I asked for. I just wanted somebody to suck my dick on a regular basis, somebody I can
So
take
why
out to
didn't you
dinner,
just say that
somebody
then?
I can love.
So
But why didn't you say? But why didn't
you say that? You're not taking accountability for something that you want. You a grown man. If you know you just wanted to have something with somebody on a here and there tip, then you should have opened your mouth and said that.
But
And then
often, the man.
But in the open, you opening up your mouth,
that.
man or woman, opening up your
Mm-hmm.
mouth to say that. Make sure you show that in your follow-up too.
Right.
Make sure you show that in your follow-up. Don't tell me you just want me to come over on a late night tip. No, they didn't. Don't tell me that you just want me to show up on a late night tip, but you want to take me on a date. You want to take me on a date. No, Nate, you're not putting the blame where the blame needs to be. I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, but I'm saying to you, most times these men have shown you that. But you thought whatever you had was so good, it was going to keep them from doing that.
That's not what we thought. No, that's not what we thought. These men, Nate, you're not looking at it in the sense of
I'm looking at it because I'm dealing with the same type of
not even a man. How a person, we're going to say a person, because this could go man or fucking woman. How a person will show you, oh, they'll tell you, I really just want to, get my little rocks off. But then in the same token, you want to go on this date with me? You want to go in with me? You want to do this with me? You want to do that with me?
Yeah.
Baby, no, we're just having sex. We're just doing that. You giving off a false pretense, and we do it. We as humans.
So it both can't be true?
No, it cannot be true. No, both cannot be true. Both cannot be true.
The
answer is no. No.
When you turn a late night booty call into, okay, I want to show face during the day, you making that person think that you want more to it. That I'm thinking more. I'm looking at more. I'm wanting more. When you take it from what it originally was, and you're like, all right, I want to bring you down.
But that issue, but often, I'm saying this as a person who have done that and who have experienced it in return. You still have to watch people's behavior, because you may be coming here, it may not be after midnight now. You may be coming here on your lunch break, midday, but your behavior has not changed, because typically I can fit as many people in my day as I can possibly fit in a day. And you're looking at the fact that I'm outside with this person. Well, that person may be a little adventurous. You're looking at the fact that they give you something. If look at it. Look at what that means to them. Yeah, I'll give you a birthday gift. I'll buy you something to eat. But we fucking after this, right? Like, you have to look at that behavior. And I think the people on the other side of that behavior get lost in affection. Because somebody touching you and kissing you in your mouth and saying I love you does not equate to them being in love with you.
I like how you said that.
We love family members, but can't stand being in their presence.
That's so funny.
I'm just saying to you. Like, sometimes you... Say it again?
I said, you just made me giggle in my head when you said kissing in the mouth, because it took me back to when I was dating. I was like, I remember, I don't know how the hell I got away with it so much by telling people I didn't kiss in the mouth, because I used to let my little sister kiss me. That was one of my things I would always say. I would always
because especially for men, women learn that. But for men, that lets you know, I'm not feeling you like that.
Right.
We're not doing that kissing.
I just didn't.
And that's so I don't because kissing is exchange of emotions. I think kissing is more of exchange of emotion than sexing. And men know they have learned their cutoffs.
Kissing is more so of an energy exchange. Yeah. And when you kissing me and you passionately kissing me, I'm not talking like a mwah, 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 but you tonguing me down. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that.
Maybe that's why I was a boy girl.
Why? Why not?
Because I feel like for me, kissing is an exchange of energy. Kissing is an exchange, is a connection that we both have a desire to be more. You know what I'm saying? Like when you kiss somebody,
it's passionate.
It's passionate. Yeah, it's something there. You don't just I can just kiss. I can walk up to you right now and kiss you on the lips. I'm not gonna feel nothing. But if I stick my tongue in your mouth, and you stick your tongue in my mouth, you're gonna feel something. You're gonna feel something. Exactly. You're gonna feel something. So I ain't kissing no any of your body in their motherfucking mouth. I'm not doing that. I'm not kissing no any of your body.
Yeah, but only thing that I ever, and we've had this conversation before. Like men use love to get sex, and women use sex to get love. And you have to be very clear about it, because you have painted that picture in your head of what is possible between you and all, because he comes routinely to fuck you. Because he coming routinely means he like having sex with you.
Okay.
And most men are able to compartmentalize their feelings, not to say that they're not still battling with them, but they're able to compartmentalize. A man will have sex with you as just a side piece for 30 years, die in his grave. And there's nothing beyond that can happen. Or a man can be with you for a long time. I have family members who in their 60s and 70s just getting married because that man has been your side piece for how many years, and he said, you know what, you are everything that I need, and I don't want to die alone.
You everything that I needed back then, and now you still with me. I'm gonna go ahead and marry you. But
a man has a date in his mind. A man has a date in his mind when he wants to take things seriously. Men are more organized with their time frame than women are.
Men know within 6 months to a year if they want to marry a person. Men know that. Kissing absolutely is more intimate than sex. Absolutely, kissing is. You stick your motherfucking tongue in my mouth, and you think you gonna tongue me down, and you gonna just call me your homegirl? Nigga, I'm finna kill you.
But listen to what he said just now. He just told you who you were in his life, and because you allowed your emotions to expand and grow over a kiss or a peck on the cheek,
and that's why I'm not sticking my tongue in no any old nigga mouth. I'm not doing that.
Y'all was feeling that Hennessy that night. That's what happened. He was feeling good. Y'all was feeling that Hennessy.
And it's very impossible. It's very possible for some men. I won't say whether this is the majority or not, but for a lot of men, I'll say it is very possible for them to be in love with you and still have one foot in the world, or both of their feet in a different direction. Not even that they're really, men are more ambitious.
Men will literally be in a whole relationship with you and have a whole nother chick on the side and be loving her the same way. Women do it too. Let's not just leave it at men. But for different reasons, though. Women will do it too. Women will do it for different reasons too. Women cheat emotionally.
Women mostly do it for the benefits. When you see women in situations like that, there's a benefit that woman is getting from, and typically from person B. Whether the person B is giving her better sex and person A is giving her more financial security, it's always in that vein. Men are, I like, she gives me head this way, right? This person, booty is big. Like they are creating in their mind the best possible scenario for themselves. Women are just in survival mode. Not to diminish that from women, but women are typically in a survival mode, and they're doing this so they can get the car payment paid, so they can get the cell phone bill paid, so they can get this bill paid. And they don't have any real connection with that man. They really don't. They're able to do that. Men can't do that. They try to do it, but they wind up in love with 5 or 6 fucking women.
I don't know. I kind of disagree on women's side. Like it's a couple variables. It's more than just getting the bill paid. I can't see myself with an unattractive person just to get a bill paid. I can't see myself I can't see myself.
Now some women do it. Some men and some women do that. Some people do that. Some people will literally go with somebody unattractive and then just be having sex with somebody else just to get a bill or two paid.
Right. I can't see myself with somebody that can't perform, with somebody with a small pack. Like I can't see. I don't know. That's me. That's my personality. That's me. That's my personality. I don't think I could do that. I really don't. I'd rather try to take.
But look how many people can do that. And I don't think it's always. I think some women can just, bite the bullet and date the Uncle Charlie. But there's some women who, they'll go find someone who is equally as attractive or equally as you are out of control for that. That was just a random name. But but they can find someone equally as attractive and make the relationship just as beneficial.
Right.
Women are creatures of habit, and they make sure they get what is needed done.
Man on
But
TV. Look at all
but
these young. Look at all these young chicks.
the tides is turning now. The tides
They
are
doing
turning,
the
and men
same
are
thing.
now taking that position away from women.
They
What?
doing
I'm sorry.
the same thing. Look at Derek and Monique. That ain't no real daggone relationship.
You
No,
said
that ain't
Derek
no
and
real
Monique.
from Love at the Lockup.
That ain't no real daggone relationship.
No, that ain't a
And
real
what
relationship at all.
I think, but I no, I think that is. I think people don't think that somebody
Mm-mm.
that look like him can be with somebody that look like her. Those
I mean,
I'm
she
telling you,
already
those
had said it
relationships
though.
exist.
You gotta see at the beginning, yeah. But after a while, she's coming out now saying, I don't know if she's saying it to be saying it, but she's coming out saying the things that she say. Oh, he into this and
Yeah,
he
but
into that. He this and the third.
those reality shows, and many people who have done them have said those producers have you amping up what really is happening, what really is feeling. Yes, I think somebody like her has a lot of insecurities, and she spends
She
a lot of
does.
time in those
She
comment
does.
sections. So her
She does.
viewpoint is going
She
to
does.
sway. But the fact of that man, I think he really loves her. Now, was it a situation of convenience? Yeah. But
Yeah.
you can really
I
fall in
can
love
like
with
say
somebody
he love
writing
her
and
with
talking on the phone.
advantages. He loved her with advantages, some advantages. I can say that he does. I can tell that he does love her, but with some of those advantages, it kind of puts it over the, kind of nails the, the nail on the coffin with those advantages of her spending those, spending and buying him this and taking him to fancy dinners. Let's be honest. Before she met the daggone man, she don't probably didn't even go to half of those restaurants and stuff like that on her own with her homegirls and her sister who she always spent time with. She probably didn't think about spending $500 on a daggone for a one night meal.
Nope.
Well, she did.
And I can't
Maybe
say,
that was her. Maybe that's her love language.
and I
And
can't
people,
say that
some people call it insecurity.
right, and I can't say that he's using her because if y'all realize, and I'm not saying that I'm not on Derek's side, but if y'all realize going back to before he got locked up, that was always his lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That was always the lifestyle that he was accustomed to. So it ain't nothing new. Like he was a broke nigga, and then he came out and was like, "Oh yeah, I need everything that's fancy." That was always his lifestyle. So I can understand that
Right.
he want to keep up with his lifestyle, coming out and not wanting to look like, "Dad, you just messed up. You just lost everything." But
right.
I don't know. I don't know. Men use
I think that a lot of the times when we as individuals do something for somebody, like for me, I'm gonna just say for me, I am a loving person by nature. I like to make a person feel good. I like to treat a person how I want to be treated. And if I see something in you, I'm going to treat you how I see you. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to treat you how I view you. If I view you as a nigga that I'm just, cracking, then you're going to be a nigga I'm just cracking. I'm not going to do nothing for you. I'm not going to say nothing to you. None of that. But if you a nigga I spend my time with, I show and I appreciate, I'm going to do things to show you that I appreciate you.
But do you voice that? Now you took up for females and you bash males. Now do you voice that? If you decide, do you voice
no,
that?
Yeah, nigga, you gonna know. Yeah, hell yeah.
Ain't no you gonna know. I'm not saying him guessing.
No,
the way that
yes.
I'm
Niggas, listen, one thing about me, I'm going to verbalize. One thing about me I have learned in my 30s that I love about myself. I am not gonna say shit that I don't feel. If I know you just a nigga I'm cracking, nigga, you gonna know you a nigga I'm just cracking. Hey, you wanna come over? You wanna do a little yeah? When you get finished, all right, yo. See you later. All right. Oh, you wanna be no. No, we can't go out. No, we can't go. No, I don't want to go. No, you here for one thing and one thing only. When I need you.
But
You a nigga I'm cracking?
You ain't give it up.
If he asks me that question, yes, I'm gonna answer it truthfully. Yeah, absolutely I am. Okay. Absolutely I will.
We'll find out. Let me go on your Instagram real quick and see who you cracking.
It ain't even an Instagram, baby. You gotta watch the text message. It ain't even IG. It ain't even IG. Don't ask me nothing.
I.Am.She DMs asking about BlackRoses. Who inquired about BlackRoses and our DMs?
Nobody.
I got questions.
You a nigga I'm cracking. You a nigga I'm cracking. That's it.
But anyway,
ain't no more to it but to do it.
That's true. But yeah, that's pretty much to the end of that topic. It just really touched me that, some females are still out here just making literal fools of themselves, especially in front of other females. Like, as soon as I seen that female.
But everybody has not reached above. But I was thinking about that because yesterday when I had came home from work, there was a couple in my in the lobby arguing. I got home from work like 4:30. They were in the lobby arguing at 4:30.
And
they argued from PM. I don't even know how long they had already been out there, but that's just when I encountered it. So they argued from 4:30 all the way up until about 10 o'clock last night.
You lying? And
only because they started from the lobby. I don't even know where it started from, but it stemmed from somewhere. And it spilled to the lobby. Then it spilled outside. They was outside for hours arguing. When I left out my house at 8:56 to walk to Popeyes, I came back. It was 9:48. They were still outside arguing, but by this time, someone had called the police, which I'm so happy about.
Arguing, not to be able to figure
exactly.
out a situation.
Listen, it's so fucking crazy because I left my house, like I said, I left here at 8:56. By the time I got back here at 9:48, somebody had enough and said, I'm calling the fucking police. They were arguing for literally 6 hours that I know of. 6 hours.
That was
Who in the hell got that kind of time?
That is a lot of arguing.
These people that don't know how to engage or communicate.
Don't know how to communicate. He's telling her, like, listen, let's just go in the house and lay down. That's like, I don't even know where it stemmed from. But baby, for 6 hours.
My daughter is impatient and she only 6. She is impatient. Her and my youngest son got to argue one day and she kept trying to prove her point. She said, you know what? That's it. I'm done with this conversation. I'm just
done.
And she walked away.
They were outside arguing for hours. I don't know what at this point. I don't even know what the fuck they were arguing for.
They probably forgot what they were arguing for.
I don't know if somebody called the police on them or one of them called the police on the other. But I'm so happy the police showed up and told them to just go. Like, I'm so happy.
That's bored. I'm bored.
It's
you sitting there
boredom
talking in my ear and we ain't got no solution. I'm bored now. This whole conversation is boring.
It was a whole fucking problem. And I was sitting there like, I could not deal with this shit. I don't know what I would do. I would literally probably lose my fucking mind if I sat here with somebody and argue for 5 to 6. And this is when I encountered it. I don't even know how long they were arguing before I walked up on it. They were probably arguing way longer than that because he was trying to get her to go back in the house. So they had
to go back in the house.
When he was trying to get on the elevator, she wouldn't let him get on the elevator. She was blocking him from getting on the elevator.
See, that's how you get in trouble, because you should have called the police and said, listen, I'm just trying to get in my house. She won't let me go.
I don't even know.
I just seen something like that on Instagram.
Yeah, but you can't do that. I know that seems like the feasible answer, but that's still a black man. That's still a man. And when police come, they have a tendency of siding with women. And I'm trying to resolve this.
But you know what I've learned? A lot of police officers nowadays, if a man straight up be like, she hit me, She hit me first. They gonna lock her dumb ass up. They're going to lock her up.
Well, typically, right, because the frame is whoever. It used to be whoever called. Now it's whoever has visible marks or bruises or. But if you say this, if they show up and you're zapping out, and the man says, "Hey, she's hitting me," they're gonna believe the person that's calm.
Who was the calm? Who's calm?
Right. So that's a lot of police officers are now using that. I've seen that a lot lately. But it can switch.
I talked to a friend that had something similar like that happen. She in a relationship with a guy that she's in a relationship with a male, and when they have arguments, she shuts down. He is one of the ones that want to follow you and just want to keep going when the person is like, all right, we ain't getting nothing resolved, let's stop. And he will keep follow you everywhere. And I had to tell her that the other day because she was like, yeah, and then he went outside and I tried to get in the car and then I said, listen, if he went outside, you should have went inside and you should have just walked away. If he went inside, you should have got in a car and walked away. Y'all have to realize, if y'all watch the news, all these men that's like snapping and shooting these daggone women, sometimes just let that man walk out the house. Stop following him in
Well, guess what? Guess what she could do also? Listen. She can listen to him.
No.
And that seems to be the hardest thing for people in general to do. Like when you're in an argument, shut up and listen.
Not that situation.
And I'm saying it as a person who I sometimes get in my feelings. That's not even a bad thing. But I'm saying it is hard for people to simply shut up and listen.
Right. But you also have to be able to communicate without using hand gestures or being in people's personal space. That also triggers people. So you have to be mindful. If you want to talk, sit down, have a conversation. Me and my husband, when we talk,
people don't know how to communicate nowadays.
We live hands like we're in elementary school. It's childish, but that's how we get when somebody.
But that's years of not being listened to. Also,
when somebody want to talk. That's us. That's our effective communication, and that's what we try.
See, a lot of people, when we communicate, a lot of people don't listen to receive; they listen to respond. So when I'm saying something, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You listening to points that you can take out of it and respond to. Right. You're not listening to what's being said to you to receive it. You're listening to say,
but you know what? No. Something else I've learned being in romantic relationships. When you know that people are that type of person where they are listening to trigger words, you learn them and don't use them. Sometimes people still slip them in a conversation because they want you to be mad. They want you to be pissed off in that moment. Then they sit there and they got their hands, and then you have proven their point.
Oh yeah, I hate when a nigga use my trigger words.
We have to stop being antagonizing in relationships too. Like, just listen. Don't,
because when you use my trigger words, I feel like you trying to fight me. I feel like you want to fight.
And I was getting ready to say that the biggest trigger,
and people know what the trigger words are.
Something that you already said that you were over. That's the biggest trigger. If you have resolved an issue, if you're going to stay with a cheater, if you're going to stay with a liar, and you have resolved that issue and told that person you forgive that person, don't bring that back up when y'all get into an argument.
See, now that's my biggest problem right there.
But that's that ammunition, though. That's that ammunition.
That's right. I'm gonna say that I was just that person. I was just that person who. But I wanted you to know that. But listen, this was my point of view. When I was like that, this was literally 2 years ago. When I used to say certain things to my ex about certain shit and he knew, I wanted you to know this is what I chose. I stuck with your stupid ass. And this is what you still do to me?
Like, no. You're not over. You're over this now. No.
I ain't over
it.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
See, that's what I meant by sliding stuff in.
Right. I'm pretty sure you already expressed yourself back then. So he knows. I'm pretty sure he knows because you didn't express it back then. Ain't no.
I'm just giving a verbal reminder, baby. I'm giving a verbal reminder, honey.
If you're not over it, though. And that's fine. That's not over.
And I wasn't. And I
Right,
wasn't.
that's what I'm trying to say. If you know
And you're
you're not
not.
over it, don't lie. Don't lie to that person and say, yeah, I guess, let them know. No, I don't know when I'm going to be over it. Just chill. You did it.
I hate when a
my
nigga,
time. Give me
you
my
know what
space.
I hate? I hate when a person do you wrong and they expect for you to get over that shit in a matter of moments, in a matter of
Well,
weeks,
that's when you
days,
voice your
hours.
opinion. That's what I'm
Like,
talking
how
about.
could you possibly think that you're gonna either steal from me, lie to me, cheat on me, or hit me and think that I'm just supposed to be
You want to
like,
know
oh,
why?
I'm
You want to know
okay.
why? You want to know why? You want to know? Ooh, I want to tell you why. Because
Tell me why.
your behavior with them stayed the same.
Yeah.
If you've been with a dude forever and he not working and y'all keep getting evicted from apartments and every time you move to an apartment you put that nigga name back on the lease, baby, your behavior ain't changed. So he will continue to think you got this. And your behavior, your posture with that person doesn't mean you got to turn into an asshole, but you keep letting that person in your space and they haven't deserved it. You keep giving them privileges and they have not deserved it.
At
You
all.
keep breaking your heart because you keep letting him know how to break your heart. Meaning you not put him so you in a serious committed relationship. Okay, you cheated, we back to dating. Get the fuck out my house. We back to dating.
We
back to the proof. If you gonna stay with him,
you cheated, get the fuck out my life.
And it's not even punishment. If you are in a committed relationship with somebody who is not acting as if they're in a committed relationship and you want to stay with them, we back to dating. Go back to your mother's house. We back to dating. So we need to start over this trust thing. But some of y'all women, y'all behavior stays the same and you forgive them, but yet you hold on to it.
You mad for a couple weeks and then you back to
they mad forever.
What you cooking? Oh, I'm cooking. What we eat?
No, they don't even ask that. They ask you, was the refrigerator still in the kitchen when you went in there? Nigga, shut the fuck up.
What we eating for dinner?
Was the stove still light when you tried to go over there and light it?
Or they throw little stuff in that, because you know my mother having a cookout.
Don't get fuck your bald head ass mama. Fuck your bald headed ass mama, nigga.
But be honest, but see, anger is not the right direction. Be honest. We're not at a phase right now where I want to be around your family. We're not at a point to be because your family allowed that bitch to come over their house for cookouts. That bitch you was cheating with. So right now I'm not comfortable with being around your family. Be honest about your feelings.
Your family knew. Your family was the first ones that knew your ass.
But you can't even be mad at them. You can't be mad at them. But at the same time, you don't have to grace them with your presence either.
At all.
Give them that grace from a distance. Hey, right now, I don't feel like, tell your mother stop calling me because I'm not going to accept her phone calls until I decide to forgive her.
Do not
be honest.
And you ain't got to be cool with
it. And you don't have to include the other family members.
Right. You do not have to have a relationship.
She hasn't deserved that. But we're not choosing anger. There's a difference between choosing anger and setting boundaries. And I see the two of you all choose violence. And that's not okay.
I don't anymore. Wait a minute. Hold on. I am a changed woman. Listen, these last couple of years,
you just called somebody stupid from months ago. You're not over it. You're not different.
But why you say?
No, I'm not over what they did to me, but I'm not that person no more towards my new person. My new person not gonna get the same energy that my ex just got. He not gonna get.
Watch this, Katie. Watch this, Katie. Who's your new person?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
No, but hold on. Before we even go back to that, why you say y'all two choose violence? When have you ever heard me say violence?
Girl, stop acting like you don't choose violence because you do.
I don't choose violence.
Well, you do. You're petty. See, you. First of all, Miss, you always
KD low key petty.
You choose
she low key petty.
You to move twice in how many and what? How many of a year? Like you choose quiet violence.
Preach.
Solid but deadly.
I am not violent. I promise I'm not violent no more. I'm not violent no more. You know why?
Girl, you just moved in. Don't act
like I am not.
No, she's always in Florida.
Don't act like you changed in 5 months, ma'am, because it ain't.
Now, it's been more than 5 months. I have not been violent in
You've been down there since Christmas. It is May.
I promise I have not been violent in a couple of years, because when you have kids, you really have to be mindful that they pay attention to everything.
She a lie.
Like, seriously, like, I hate even, like, we are to the point where we don't even argue in front of the kids.
We ain't talking about him. We ain't talking about him.
Who you talking about I'm being violent towards then? Who am I being violent towards? I ain't even started.
Don't act like you ain't got that extended clip on you. Don't act like you ain't got that extended family.
That's why you gotta listen. You gotta set the fire and let stuff
people always think it just come out, the violence just be with their spouse.
That's not violence. That's protection. It's a difference. Know the difference. It's protection, not violence.
Who you protecting?
Violence is violence. All violence isn't malicious. Sometimes it is protective.
Sometimes self-defense is still violence.
Self-defense is still violence.
No, it's not. It depends on how.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Self-defense is violence, honey.
Listen, if my life feels threatened, guess what? You gonna know.
You gotta get violent, don't you?
But you can't just say to yourself, "My life feels threatened."
If I feel threatened,
the only thing a motherfucker did was untie her shoe.
Right.
That's a threat. Why you untie my shoe? Trying to make me fall on my face? That's a threat. What you untie my shoe for? That's a threat.
This is what happens. Like, sometimes you just gotta let people talk, because then they show their own hand. I've learned 40 is gonna be hard, but it's gonna be so much fun. I can already see it, because I'm gaining the level of wisdom that equates to the level of patience that I already have. And this is gonna be wild. I'm just gonna set fires and walk away.
KD just tried. Look, he talking about
that's violent. Now that's violent.
Trying to be in Florida, be peaceful.
It is, because sometimes some people have to burn in their own foolishness. Sometimes they gotta burn in their own. Sometimes it's not about you.
It's not about you. You know what I'm taking? My last 2 years of 30 that I'm gonna take into my 40s. I got this from my good friend Tamika. It's a no slide season for anybody. The first time you fuck up, you out of here. It's a no slide season for anybody.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Are you examining your hand in that foolishness that you're not sliding for no more?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just asking, because sometimes people have a no slide season and they don't understand the foolishness that they added to that situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely I do. I know what I add to it. I know it.
Because some of that fuel came out of your hand, not just that other person.
I ain't saying I wasn't holding the gas can, but you ain't had to like.
Oh, see what honesty can do for you.
Wait a minute, I had the gas can. I ain't had no match. You lit the match. I threw the gas can.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
Yes, it does.
It makes an explosion.
And one wrong ain't gonna let me. It ain't going to just sit right with me. I'm sorry.
I think we need to normalize as we move forward and as we grow. I mean, sometimes walking away isn't healthy for you, because you haven't gotten the resolve that you need to move on with. But I think sometimes we have to normalize having the hard conversation. Most of us don't want to deal with the hard conversation where we are yelling and screaming. I wonder if that relationship that you just saw in that 6-hour argument, I wonder where they are today. Did they get enough out in that moment? Because sometimes those arguments they're needed. They need it. I wonder how long they've been not having an argument.
Netflix and chilling.
They upstairs watching Netflix. Hey, looking dumb as hell in front of all the neighbors.
But they probably fine though. They probably, hopefully, they got out everything that both of them have been hiding.
But now all your neighbors looking at you crazy.
Well, that's their problem.
They're probably used to it. The neighbors is probably used to it though. The neighbors are probably used to it.
Keep your arguments private.
I'm about to make this my. Yeah, but sometimes people around you. They just got to be casualties of that situation, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I gotta heal, and because my healing distracts you for a moment, that don't have nothing to do with me, baby. Because yeah, it's my fault that I didn't do this in a healthy way in the moment, and now all of this got to come out at once, but it got to come out somehow. And
I
I
don't
want to
like
still be here tomorrow.
I don't like the Facebook drama. I don't like the social media drama. Start coming on social media airing all your trash out. That is
But if
just
we had better friendships, if we had better families, people wouldn't need to outlet on social media platforms. But nobody wants drama. Nobody wants the negativity around them. Nobody wants everybody knows
I,
slide seasons.
I don't.
Nah, I can't do that. Well,
No.
now people have to go to outlets around people who they don't know to air out their laundry. That's why you got random people
Don't come to me. I'm sorry.
walking up to you.
I'll
No.
keep accountability. I'll keep accountability. And sometimes I like the drama. It's interesting. It's a little
See,
entertaining. But sometimes
see.
I don't want to be that ear person. I just want to be left alone. I am okay. And I'm comfortable within myself with this decision, Nate. I don't care. You're not gonna change it. I'm
No, no,
okay.
I'm saying,
Dang.
I'm
She
what I'm
just went
saying.
off.
She chooses violence. I told you that. What I'm saying is,
with
you have chosen to be like, you know what? Social media is not the space for me. But guess what? You got a sister, you got a mother, you got a father, you got friends that will listen to you. Some of them people that are on there, they don't have those things. And if they do, they have those people who only want to hear good news. They don't want to
No,
hear when
but
a person
Mm-hmm.
is
sometimes if it's time,
borderline depressed or suicidal.
I understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. But relationships that are just so toxic that it's the same repetitive behavior over and over, like every week it's oh yeah, and then the next day it's like oh I love it.
Hmm.
We just went here, and then the next day it's like I can't stand when a motherfucker, and then the next day it's like oh we at the beach, and then the next day it's like yeah people
Well,
people don't
guess
know how to
what?
act.
Guess what? You okay being alone though.
Exactly. So
But you
everybody,
okay being alone though. You're
and that's
so
how
that's y'all
everybody.
have this platform. Put out, make sure y'all put those messages out there because some people are not comfortable being alone. Some people need somebody beside them, even if that person is toxic shit or in jail or no matter. Some people just need somebody beside them, and you are
That's
obviously very comfortable with yourself, even though you got a whole football squad. But you're comfortable on your own.
shade
It's that is a
user.
very hard thing for people. You
That's
said
That
what?
shade.
was Shay A.
That's when your kids is trained. They know when
No,
to
I'm
leave
just
you alone.
saying
They train
she got all them children, her
and
man,
they
her mom,
train.
her stuff. She
They
just said for
train.
Mother's Day, she basically said for Mother's Day, I want to be by myself. I just need my own
I'm okay
time.
with that. I'm okay with
But
that.
some people wish they had that problem though.
I'm okay with that. Sometimes my two oldest are teenagers. They don't want to be bothered. When you come sit down to try to have a conversation, sometimes they'll come home and tell you all they day, but then you just want to sit down and you just want to sit. They they just shut down, and look at you like, "Man, really, I'm just trying to spend some time." And I understand that because I'm the same way. That's fine.
Mm,
That's
yeah.
how our household works. It's fine. I'm good with that. Ain't nothing bad happen out of it. Y'all gonna trust me and believe. Y'all gonna like that. I like myself, my own space to be by myself. Cause when you trigger me, it's different. No, I ain't even gonna fall into what Nate said.
Mm. But this, I
Mm-mm.
mean, I'm learning how to see people for where they are, not where I need them to be. Somebody
Right.
sent me a meme last week, and I'm gonna put it on everything. It's gonna be my hashtag for everything. The image that you have of me is not my responsibility. So, however you have
I like that.
painted me, if it's not who I am, that's not my responsibility to change your mind or repaint that picture for you. That's something you got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if more people, whether
You
it be
gonna catch
relationships or friendships or if more people thought that way, they wouldn't put so much expectation on other
Hey,
people.
hold on, but that so you saying that is your you saying that's your go to, that's your what you pinning as you're saying, right?
Yes, I
I
have to
feel kind
now.
of controversial because you kind of
You can't.
Not
First of all,
controversial.
you
because
can't be like me. But go
because
ahead. I'll let you try. I'll let you try. Go ahead.
because you just literally sat there and told me about people on social media. Sometimes you just have to understand people. You have to understand the reason why you can't
Well, I
just
didn't say you have to
dismiss them.
understand. I'm just saying
You
that's
can't
the
dismiss
reality of it.
them.
Because I don't understand why people put certain things on social media. It's not that I have to understand them or I'm forcing myself to understand it, but the reality of it is they don't have real friends. They don't have family members. I am so thankful for a backspace button. One of the reasons I don't do Twitter is because you can't change your message. You got to just erase it. That's one of the reasons I don't use Twitter. There's no backspace in Twitter. There's no, you know what? Let me change that. Let me make that more happy. No, I
That's
gotta write a whole post.
that's how Donald Trump get caught.
Yep, see, because he can't change it. He can't change what he said.
Somebody
You
should have
said
told him
this. This is
that.
how you wrote it.
Somebody should have
But
told him.
the reality of it is, we don't have to understand it. But the reality is, people go to social media because they really don't have people to go to. When you struggling with something, you may have a couple friends that you can call, but how many of them really want to hear it? How many of them gonna be like, you know what, Kay, I'm on my way right now? How many of them people really gonna say that? So we have gotten to a point where we have begun to calculate that now, and we don't even reach out to people no more. Because when you tell people your business, when you say, "Oh man, I'm having money problems," oh that bitch broke. Let me stop accepting her phone calls from now on. Or you're going through something in your relationship. "Ugh, I'm tired. This is the fourth time she'd called me with that dumb shit. I'm not answering the phone for her." So now we are calculating as human beings. We've learned how to calculate whether somebody even wants to deal with your problem.
And it's
And now
not
I
even
don't.
that.
I have to X 5 or 6 more people off the list.
And it's not and on that note, it's not even that somebody just don't want to deal with it because you can call 4 or 5 times. It's just that some people like myself, I have an honest answer. I'm going to give you an honest answer, and I feel like everybody can't take, some people just want you to talk, some people just want to call you for you to listen. And me,
Hmm.
I want to give you an honest answer. So if I can't give you an honest answer, I just feel like it's like biting my tongue to hold me back. So it's like, what is the point of even having the conversation? Because I can't be honest, and it's killing me to my core. Because I just want to say what I gotta say. I just want to tell you, like I just want to be honest.
So so
Okay.
so this is so what I've started to do now for me, because I never asked for anything. I never asked for anything, but this year as a whole, up until this point, has been very difficult for me in many different ways, and I've had the urge to reach out to people like I've never ever, I mean ever, reached out to anybody before, and I've gotten some really crazy results from people who I thought I could call up. So what I do now is, if you call me and you're going through something, I'm asking you, are you venting or do you want my objective opinion
I like
of
that.
this?
Mm.
I also, if it's me, when a person, and typically a person will call me and ask me, how you feeling? And I'm asking them, do you have time for me to vent? I just want to vent. I don't really need no answers. I just need to vent. And I'll
I
say
like
it. But the other thing, and what I appreciate this pandemic for doing, is giving me a lot of free time, and it's giving me a space to learn how to talk to myself. So I am in my house when I'm talking through something, whether I'm praying out loud to God or just getting through some thoughts, I now feel comfortable saying it out loud. And sometimes when you hear it or when you write it down and read it back to yourself, I can deal with this. I can handle it this way. Sometimes people got to get stuff out of their head. It's not about you always feeling the
Hmm.
need to solve a problem for them.
right.
Sometimes people just need to release, and we've shut those doors for people to be able to come to their friend, their sister, their brother, their mother, to just simply vent and just get, hey man, you will get through this. Don't, you know, don't stress yourself. It's gonna be hard, but that old grandma, auntie advice, those people are dead and gone. A
Dead and
lot of
gone.
those, it's very few of those people left in the world. And if they are, they in really good families. They got really good communication, and they're not a part of your family or friend circle. So a lot of us are left with our own devices, and and for me, whenever somebody called me up with an issue, I just got this urge to be like, hey, this is what I can do for you. No, I can't do that all the time.
When I call my people, I be like, I just need a vent. I don't even say I need advice. Unless I need advice, I'll say I need advice. But most of the time, when I call my father or somebody, I be like, you got a minute? They be like, yeah, I need to vent. And I'm just going to go off.
And you got to communicate that.
I do.
Because you're giving that person the freedom to say, no, I don't have the capacity for that right now.
Yeah.
And
you got to be okay with it, though.
That.
Right.
You got to respect that. But at the same time, is allowing me a space in a safe space to be able to just simply get off. People are so transparent on Facebook that is amazing to me. Because I'm in a generation where we did not have it, and then all of a sudden we had it.
Yeah.
So I'm on that, in the middle of that, and it is a scary space. And you notice the older people really shun it because they don't understand how somebody could even be that. And then the younger person, that's all they do.
Right.
Like, I was sitting in a meeting the other day, and a supervisor asked one of the girls, like, what's going on in your world? And the girl told her everything. And I was like, oh, they about to fire her. This bitch she's not safe at all in this environment. But because she's young.
Right.
But we know that. When you start trying to be friends with your supervisor, guess how long you will be there?
Not long. Not as long at all.
Your days are numbered.
You gonna be your days are numbered. Yep.
Your days are numbered. But that's coming from our older selves or being connected with older people. Our younger selves have this need to just communicate, and that shit is scary. It's scary because everybody that's on that comment section ain't free.
But see, the thing is, they are more free to say what's on their mind because they feel like, why can't I just say what I gotta say? Why can't I just express what I need to have what I need to come out? And I like that about young people.
You can, but don't be upset and overboard when you get comments from people, and then you go all into victim mode. Like, why would you say that? Well, you put it out for anybody to answer.
But see, we have that. See, in our age, so we're all close in age, so we understand that to a certain degree. We understand why we should not do it. Right.
We understand why we should not do it.
But we understand why we shouldn't do it. We still sometimes choose to put stuff on there. But I tell you, every day I hit that backspace button. I'm wondering if the button go malfunction at some point. I type the message several times a day. And then I'll be like, you know what?
The day that I post something, you're gonna be like, oh, she is unhinged. Listen, I do have that notion to not post certain shit because I'm like, oh my God, my uncle on here, my cousin on here.
You're an older millennial.
Yeah, I'm like, my aunt on here, my uncle, my this, and I think about it, and I be like, fuck
that. But listen, but what did you say before? Fuck that. Listen to that. Then we're conditioning ourselves to eat it and suck it up and deal with it. That's why we got all these 30-somethings with strokes and heart attacks.
Yeah.
Because we have conditioned ourselves to, you know what? That's my friend, but I don't need to. I've been.
You ever wanted to post something? You ever wanted to post something and then you and your friend might have had a conversation about it, or you might think that your friend gonna think it's about them, and it's like it's not even like that. I just agree with it.
So you don't post it.
So you don't post it. So you don't. I've done that 1,000 times.
I've been the last couple weeks. I've reached out to a couple people who I wanted to meet face to face with, and it's been hard for me to say in a text message what I want to talk about. But it amazes me how many people don't respond to it. Or how many people want to just deal with it in that text message. And I'm old school. I'm not handling my business in a text
message. You can BS in a text message. That's what you can do. BS in the text message. When somebody face to face, you looking at them, you monitoring their vibe, the way they act and everything. But you can bullshit like hell in the text message. Yeah, it's because
I often, if I'm having a serious conversation, I don't even like to text because I feel like I'm gonna read it the way that it was wrote, and I'm gonna read it in my mind like
problem.
I'm gonna read it in a different way.
David brought that to my attention the other day, that I have that problem. I read a text message different from the way he texted. He'd be like, why you got an attitude? And I'm like, I don't know. And that's what I figured out. He's like, you take it out of context. The way it's text, you automatically get offense to it when I'm just asking a question. So I am guilty of that. I will take that text
and run with it, because I'll be like, that's what you said, but that's what you wrote. And they're like, that's not what I was saying. Well, tell me how you wrote it.
I'm really working on that. I'm really starting to work on being
I'm really starting to work on that too. Yeah.
Well, that's why we have to. I mean, it's great that we have technology and all this stuff, but it's much better if we pick up the phone or meet in person, and because we have to stop adapting to the forever changing mode of communication. This young man sent me a email the other day, and he sent me emails before, and in my mind I first said, "Ooh, his grammar and punctuation has gotten so much better." And before I could either get that out of my thought, he messaged me. I know you're probably surprised, but I'm using a new A1 AI software to send messages. So he'll write something, put it in the AI software, and then send it. And I'm like, well, that's not okay. I didn't judge him, but I just said, okay. So now that's how he's probably going to communicate. So his words will never be authentic because it's not really coming from him. He's going to let this machine tell him how he should say it. And it's going to be a lot of stuff lost in translation. And I said that much to him, but I said, just be careful that things don't get lost in translation. Especially if it's not your words that you are sending out.
Especially if it's not your words.
Right.
I don't think we understand that sometimes, but for the most part, I just think that we as people just need to communicate better. We need to find effective communication styles, effective ways to just talk to one another without the hoopla, without all the extras, without all the bullshit, because sometimes some things can just be better understood if we just have a simple conversation, if we just have a simple conversation.
Or just understanding people's communication, how people communicate. You have to, that's the biggest thing, just understanding how people communicate. Some people don't like all this. Some people don't like this.
Right. And some people, that's what I be telling people, that like sometimes you got to understand that if you a bit much to talk to, then you a bit much. And then if you're a person that play off of words, or you just don't know how to answer a question straight up. If I asked you, is the sun shining? Don't tell me, well, yesterday it was hot outside. Is the sun shining in this fucking moment? No.
But and that's just like if you ask somebody what their love language is. You have on the flip side of that, you have to be able to accept people's answers.
Here
we go.
Nate, do you know
what? What's yours? What's your love language?
Peace, Nate.
I like that for you. I like that for you.
Giving and receiving of it. Okay.
I like that for y'all.
But sometimes we have to believe you want a simplified version, but in my mind it's not simple.
She ain't accepted that anybody ain't the right answer. That's
you know what? No. I am now. Listen, I'm in a new space. And I just saw a video that recently said that. Listen, I saw a video that recently said that another person said to me, he said, not even to me. I watched a video, and the video said, my love language is food. He said, y'all can have the other things, but if you feed me, show me that you can feed me and cook for me, I love you. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? That's right. Some people have different love language.
What did he look like?
I don't know what he looked like. He was like a voiceover. You know how you go on TikTok and they do the voiceovers and they do like people cooking, and I might use somebody else's voice. That's what it was. And I was like, you know what? That's true. So if your love language is peace,
what did the person in the video look like?
The person in the video was cooking. They cooked
What
the
did they
meal,
look
and
like?
it was just like I don't
But
know
what
what
did
they look like.
look like?
I don't know. They only showed the food.
Oh, okay. Oh, you must have been just hungry then. You was just
Shut the
hungry
hell
then.
up. So if your love language is peace, I'm gonna let you have your peace. I asked somebody recently. I said, "What is it that you want from me?"
Give them
They said,
peace too.
"Be my peace." And I do. And they said, "I just want you to be my peace."
Because that was. But let's go back to Valentine's Day 2023 when someone said that their love language was peace.
You
and
know
we
what?
had two young ladies that gave them hell.
I'm a big girl. I'm gonna take my L. At that point in time, I did not understand it. At that point in time, it didn't make sense to me. At that point in time, I didn't understand how people could just allow somebody to come into their space and not bring a sense of peace. But then when I realized some people never had it, some people don't know what it was like
when somebody brought that non-peace into your life.
Right.
No,
huh?
no.
Your peace.
No, wait a minute. When I came, let me finish. When I came into somebody's life and I brought them peace and they understood what that felt like and they liked the way it felt, that's when I understood, like, damn, that could really be somebody's love language. So yeah, I'm gonna take my L and say I was wrong. I'm a big girl.
Now we just gotta get your sister to admit that she was wrong, Katie, and then we're good.
I'm gonna eat mine.
But I think that's gonna be harder, right? I think that's gonna be harder.
Jessica's gonna stick beside it.
That seems like that's gonna be much harder.
Jessica gonna stick beside it. She's gonna stick beside it. But I'm admit when
but
I'm
it's
wrong.
Just that. But sometimes, understanding, even the way it's happened for you, that's how it happens for some people.
Right.
Sometimes people don't get it until it's they've had to live the experience. Telling them sometimes that they're different learning styles. And people just think how I take in information. No, learning has also to deal with how you put out information.
How you put out information.
Because it's your teaching style. How do you learn? How are you as a teacher? And sometimes they are congruent, meaning they go alongside each other. And
all right, we know, teacher.
I'm just saying.
They're congruent, meaning they go alongside each other.
But sometimes, but for a long time, I was a horrible teacher. I knew what I was teaching, but I was horrible at it because I didn't address all of the different teaching styles that was in that room. Right. And now that I've learned what that is, I'm a better communicator overall now. Because now I know that, maybe that person needs a more hands-on. Maybe I just need to plant the seed in this person with this communication, and then they gonna get it some other way. Some people you can say something to and they get it. Not everybody is like that.
They start doing that at the beginning of classes. Like if you got college courses, if you notice at the beginning of class, that's when.
Girl, what is you doing? Rolling weed?
No, I'm not. I was getting something off of my.
It's something. So when you go to school to be a teacher, there is a course that addresses it, but it's not. It doesn't. That course doesn't focus on learning style.
It doesn't.
It's something that you learn over the course of you training to be a teacher, but you really have to study. That's one of those things that how you go through. You don't get through the whole book. I took that
course, and that's how I learned my learning styles.
What's your learning style?
I'm both actually. I'm what is it? Kinetic.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm verbal. I'm verbal. I need verbal. What else is? But
you're better with hands-on learning.
I'm better with hands-on. But I'm also
just a couple. And I have a young man that I helped during the pandemic, and I'm gonna bring him back, and I'm gonna probably bring him to your show. But if you hear somebody say, "You hear what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?"
That's me. I say that. I'm like, you get what I'm saying? I'd be like, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
So kinetic is more so when you hear people say those things, they are addressing their teaching style. So they're communicating to you what type of teacher they are. I'm gonna ask both of y'all, if I was to teach you something, would you rather me show it to you? Would you rather me tell it to you? Would you prefer me walk you through it? Would you prefer me writing it down and you read it off the board. If I had to teach you something,
I've embodied to learn to be all of them. I'm all of them because I need, not only do I need hands-on, I need you to read it out to me, help me understand what you're saying. I need to see, visualize what you're saying or what you're doing. And I need to, I need to listen to it too. So I might ask, I've told this to you before.
So you are truly a kinetic learner.
I'm truly, my first thing is kinetic. I need to be hands-on, but then I need to also see what you're doing. I need to also
the kinetic
visualize
part
it.
combines all of them. So a kinetic learner is a person that you are teaching them as they are doing it. So I'm walking you through the steps. I'm showing it to you. You may need to see pictures. You may need to see a video of somebody actively. So that's kinetic is kind of a calabash of all of them.
I think I told you that before. Like with me, I think I told you that before. When I learn something new, I'm a dumb blonde at some things. So when I learn new things, I need somebody to go along with me. I'm a hand holder in the beginning. But I'm one of them ones that you hold my hand, you only gotta hold it for like a block and a half, because then I'm gonna take off and I'm gonna do my thing from there.
Right.
So that's how I am when I'm with anything. I need somebody.
But
like
you
when
say that a lot.
I tell people that, like, but I don't think people understand it when I mean
tell you their learning style without even knowing that that's their learning style.
I don't think people understand it when I say this is what I need. When I'm like with the grant writing and trying to do nonprofits and stuff like that, I need somebody to hold my hand through it the first couple of steps of the way. And then anything after that, I'm going to take off with it. I'm going to know how to do it.
That shows you that you are a kinetic learner, because you want to do it yourself, but you want someone to sit beside you and walk you through the steps. That's a kinetic.
Absolutely.
Kinetic learner. What about you, KD?
I'm a visualization. It's visualization and like hands-on. I can read stuff. I can, depending on what the assignment is, I can read it, and then I have to kind of get handsy with it to figure it out. But for me, just sitting there, just reading a whole thing, like I can't. It just depends on.
So you are a visual learner.
Yeah.
So when the teacher first gets up into front of the class and demonstrates the assignment, that's how you get it.
Yeah, that's how I get it.
You can watch me do it, and you the person that want to be left alone after I watch.
Right. Yeah.
That's me. Yeah, I'm like that too.
You do the work, and you're finished first.
Right.
The kinetic learner is typically the last person to finish, because the teachers had to walk them through. And then you have the audio learners who can hear the instruction and get it.
Oh, I can't do that.
And then the person who has to physically read it off the board, who I have to watch. That's why you'll go into a classroom and you'll see the teacher's objective written on a board. And that's why they still write on board, because that addresses a certain learning style. Other students, like you are a visual learner, Katie, so you have to watch me do it. You have to watch me solve an equation, and then you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. That's all you need is the directions shown to you.
Right.
And then there are people who need to hear the directions, and then there are people who need to visually see it written out, and then there are the kinetic learners like BlackRoses who needs to be handheld through it. And it doesn't, and none of the learning styles are difficult learners. It's just how they learn differently.
Yeah. Right.
So it's just like people who have dyslexia. Like they have to be taught a certain way, or children who are on a spectrum. You can get a child back on a general learning level from dyslexia and from, being on a spectrum. You can get them back to general learning style. If you
I'm trying to figure
consistent
out.
with them.
That's one thing that I'm struggling with right now, trying to figure out the best learning style for my son. Because it's really hard, and it's like sometimes I feel like
it's all of them at one time.
Just one.
Right.
Right.
Yep. It's just like how, because he likes to learn, and he's not a person that's like, oh, I hate school. I don't. He likes when he figures out something, and it's something new, and he figures it out. He is like, oh, mommy, I did this. I did my math. I figured it out. I got all my questions. So when he gets it, he'll dig into it and he got
So
it.
you're trying to figure out now that, like that roadmap to how he gets it.
Right, so that he can continue to utilize it and see he can understand it, because it took me to get into college to understand what type of learner I was. And
Hmm.
now that I know what type of learner I am, it's so much easier. So I think it would be so beneficial just to figure that out
So
for him.
just so, and he may give you a very abstract answer, but I just gave you all the basic questions to
Right.
ask somebody about their learning style. How would you rather me hand walk you through this? Like, do you need me to show you step by step? Step by step is kinetic. Do you need to
Mm-hmm.
hear me say it? That's audible. Do you need to see it written out? That's visual. Do you need to, so it's audio, visual, kinetic, step
Reading
by
and
step,
writing.
reading and writing. So do you need to hear me say it? Audible. Like you just have
Mm-hmm.
to understand what their basic thing is. The other side of that is you have to understand what type of teacher they have. What is their teacher style?
Right.
And it's the same learning styles, but it's how they teach. Like for me, I'm more talkative. So I'm an audio teacher, but I am a visual learner. So you have to make sure not it's not necessarily it needs to match up, but you need to understand what type of teacher you are and what type of people you're teaching.
Right.
So you know that so as a teacher, I should be addressing all teaching style learning styles. The problem
Learning
is
styles.
I typically teach from my teaching style and I either hit one of them. So whatever my teaching style is, that's the learner that I'm addressing in that moment. And
That's hard
that's why
though.
you have
Trying
children
to
that
put
are
that to all
wandering
of
out
them.
the window.
Right.
Say it again.
I said that sounds extremely hard trying to tap on each and every one of them, because like you said, you got a classroom full of different style learners, and then you have your own teaching style. Like how do you deal,
Mhm.
like how do you adapt with being able to make sure that everybody across the board
It can
gets it?
be easy. You just, as a parent or as a teacher, have to be very organized and understand who is who. So for the first week
Mm-hmm.
of class, so I typically do not like. I that's why I don't like substituting because I'm being put into a classroom at various points of a year when they've already had experience with one type of person. So
Right.
it may be difficult for them, but they've gotten used to that one person. Now they have a string of substitutes. That's why the school system is as crazy and chaotic as it is. But as a teacher, it is very easy, I'm gonna say for some teachers, to adapt to different learning styles. So when I first get up, I demonstrate what it is. So I write out the directions, what I want on the board, what the outcome is going to be. I then demonstrate that and I write it out for the people who need to read it. I demonstrate it for the people who are visual. I say it while I'm
Mm-hmm.
demonstrating it for the audio learners. And then once all of them are at their desk quietly doing the assignment, then I walk around to the BlackRoses and I have to work one on one with them.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes it hard if you have more kinetic learners in your class or more
Right.
individuals on a spectrum where you have to address overlapping learning styles.
Right.
And I have to be keen with what my teaching style is. So I know that this
Mm-hmm.
is how I teach, but I also have to address different learning styles. But guess what? This is how we also communicate in relationships outside of a classroom. When
Hmm.
we're arguing, when we're just having a basic conversation, we say trigger words to let you know or to hit your ears. So that's why people hear what they want to hear because the way I'm communicating is not necessarily in line with how they learn. So they hear certain things based off how I say it. So the hands, that's a demonstrative teaching style. So I'm speaking with my
Mm-hmm.
hands, not for emphasis, but I'm a demonstrative teacher. So so I'm showing you my emotions because I can't physically show them to you. Well, I'm physically showing them to you in my hand gesture or my proximity to you. That's typically somebody that's somewhere on a spectrum. When you have somebody that uses their hands a lot, or they are interrupting your space with their argument, that's not typically somebody, and they may be on one far end of the spectrum. They not may not be deep into it, but we all are on a spectrum. It's just where you are on it.
It's just
So
where
when
you
you're
are on it.
communicating with people, it's effective to know what their triggers are, but you can't know everybody's triggers.
Right.
Even your friends or your family, you don't always know them, but we have to be aware in our argument. So instead of you saying, "Get your fucking hand out my face," just say, "Hey, your hands are distracting me right now. I'm trying to
Right.
listen to you." But that's so if you make somebody aware of it, they can then suppress it. But I've learned how to effectively communicate, and a lot of this really came from me during the pandemic. I met this gentleman out of I think he's in Alabama, and we started having these virtual conversations about communication. And he's done a lot of studying on different types of learning styles.
Oh, that one guy
And
you used to do the podcast with.
right, I used to do the podcast with him, and he's had issues. And me and his birthday are around the same couple days. So he's a communicator, but he just didn't learn how to effectively communicate within his own personality. So it was difficult for him in relationships. So him telling me a lot of stuff, it made so much sense. While certain
Right.
people in the classroom are stirring off out the window, and other people are getting into fights, and other people, because children are bored, and you're not addressing their learning styles. But guess what? In an argument, I tune out because I'm bored now. The man that you just saw arguing the other day, he was bored. He wanted to go home. He said, "Let's
I
go
was
in the
just
house.
saying,
Let's just watch
that's
TV or
what,
pop and get
that's
this over
what I
with."
just said. I'd have been bored.
Exactly.
I've been bored. I done tuned out. All I'm hearing, that's all I'm hearing.
All I'm hearing is wah
Yeah,
wah 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 wah.
yeah.
I feel bad though
But
because
that's but address that in the classroom. But it's also the way we communicate outside of school. Those
right,
same principles are still, because in an argument, I'm trying to teach you something, whether you're trying to learn it or not. I'm still
Or
teaching you
not.
something, and vice versa. Whether you're learning anything or not, whether you want to learn something or not, you're still learning something. And it's how you communicate. It's that's saying that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And
right.
that addresses somebody's learning style. So be aware of that the next time you get into an argument with somebody.
True.
Ask your children, how would you rather, and go through each of the learning styles. Do you want to see it? Do you want to hear it? Do you want to do it while ask them what their learning style, and look them up. Because sometimes there are other sub learning styles, but people don't
Yeah.
always. In America, we only do the top four: kinetic,
Right.
visual, audio, and sensory. So those are the ones that we typically hear about. But there are other ones, but I wouldn't get too deep into them. The four are kind of the big ones, and then
Basics.
all
Yeah.
the other ones are kind of the ones that overlap. They created some
Mm-hmm.
overlapping
Right.
for special needs, and people who are on the spectrum, are on like the middle to the far other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But that's me learning that has really helped me not to get into screaming matches with people,
Mm-hmm.
or let me tell you about yourself type of conversation. And it's the reason I use the backspace button a lot. No, it's not.
Let me help
It's
you
not
out
for
real quick.
social media, right?
Oh
I
my
still,
god.
I sometimes copy paste the message because it's something I really feel, but that's just
Right.
not the arena for me to put that out there. Like I have
Mm-hmm.
I have a message where I want to apologize to a lot of people who I may have blown off in the last couple of months because I was in my own space. I was gonna write that on social media, and I was like, that ain't for everybody. It's for specific people.
Those conversations need to be had individually.
Yeah, but your first instinct is, let me write this post, and they'll see it and they'll understand it. Or somebody who I don't know I miss will get it. That's why sometimes people post to social media, just so everybody can get it at one time. But the assumption is everybody's gonna read it or everybody's gonna see it. But
Not me. But
I'm gonna send y'all my
Shut
therapy
up.
bill.
you ain't gave me no therapy that I ain't already knew.
You should have said that in the beginning.
Now he gave unsolicited advice and then go ask us to pay him for it.
That's how they do now. That's the Steve Harvey method.
Just send the bill, don't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just send the bill, don't say nothing. You just sit there and look like, wait, what? What the heck?
What bill? Wait a minute. I ain't never say I was gonna do
this.
You was into it.
He said when you was agreeing, that let me know that I was on the right path. So I said what I said.
That was your consent. That was your consent.
I'm about to open up one of them businesses. That's how I know people be winning. They so aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
This I ain't
like, wait a minute, I ain't even asked for none of that, right? I ain't asked for none of that.
What
you talking about?
When you started nodding your head, that was your consent.
That's right.
I needed it, but I didn't ask you for it.
I mean, it was good information, but damn.
Oh God, that's what I'm about to start doing. I'm about to start sending cash ad requests.
Yeah.
And the conversation.
When somebody call you to vent, be like, okay, say what you guys say your little tidbit, and then send them a cash ad request.
But I'm being honest with you all. If it's a skill set that you possess and somebody is asking you to help them, don't feel uncomfortable sending them an invoice. Not after. Send it before. Don't switch and bait somebody. Send it before. And you'll get a lot less requests.
That's true.
People will stop asking for your free unsolicited support.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well,
that's my secret in life.
I can't.
Well, that is definitely the show today.
Thank you, Nate, for your unsolicited advice. We really appreciate it.
First of all, you enjoyed it. You're probably taking notes right now. She's taking notes right now.
I can't believe he said that.
She's taking notes right now.
Now she's taking notes.
She's looking up learning styles as we speak.
Never. I already knew my learning style.
That's what I'm trying to say. He gonna sit up there and say, I already knew my learning style. I knew
my learning style. I know I'm retarded.
But I'm telling you.
Oh, let me stop saying that R word. Stop saying the R word.
What people don't understand about it is it's your learning style is directly connected to how you communicate. Whether it's in a classroom or not. And some people, especially parents, you have young children, okay? Like sometimes we are lost as to why my child is not learning this specific topic. Well, maybe that teacher isn't addressing them how they need to be addressed. Or if you have a child that's on a spectrum, their learning styles are overlapping. So they have to get it in two different ways to get it at the same time. And that's, as a parent helping your child with homework, it can be frustrated. Why are you not getting this? We'd have all been slapped over our knuckles a couple times because we couldn't get it right.
Right.
Definitely been hit on the head quite a few times.
Now that's how it started when before he was diagnosed, it was kind of like, really, I just read it to you. What aren't you getting about it? But then to, actually have him diagnosed and try to understand.
Not you judging the boy. Not you judging.
I wasn't. It was just
not you was judging him for not being able to understand it. Maybe he wasn't reading it in the right way.
Because the parent's assumption is you've been in school all day, then you learn this.
If Johnny had 6 apples.
I don't know. I'm hungry. Can I get an apple?
How many he got? 4. You got 4.
That was me. Well, can I get an apple, Mom, please?
No, for my son, it wasn't even that for my son, and he does, I'm glad because actually that's the same. They realized his learning style evidently because that's what he gets. He has somebody that sits beside him, and they just for him you have to, because he has autism and ADHD. It's not just going over stuff with him, because you'll go over stuff with him. You'll go over, and step by step, because he has to have hands on. But then you'll see this with the pencil.
Yeah.
So you guys say, hey, come on, bring it back here. Bring it back here. Come on, bring it back here. So
that means whatever that complementary learning style is, you have to learn how to switch between it.
Right.
With him directly. That's why someone like your child would get a one-on-one in a classroom versus him simply relying just on a teacher.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. His they have figured out, I guess, like I said, I think they have figured out his learning
style. His 504 plan. He has a 504 plan.
Yeah, he has somebody to sit with him. Every class he has somebody that sits with him and just But the thing is that they it's kind of like they still don't understand because they send me a message like, yeah, we try to get him on. I'm like, okay, do y'all have half of his diagnosis? He has autism and ADHD. Y'all keep sending me these emails talking about, yeah, but
Well,
he
he's
kind
still
of
a black
wanders
boy though.
around.
He's still a black
Exactly.
boy.
Still a
So
black
they
boy.
automatically connect his learning ability to his behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So they're always gonna see him as a black boy with a behavior problem before they see him as a student with a learning, um,
Disability.
not even difficulties, just a learning style that is different.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how
So
y'all
that's how the school system sees him still though.
telling y'all ADHD, autism, it falls into one. So yeah, his autism is stopping him from uh, it's delaying his learning. But don't text me with half the thing talking about, yeah, we try to keep, but he kind of often stirs off. Yeah, that's the ADHD. Concentrate and work on that part too. There's two parts to it. Like if
Have
I
you met
do
the
it at
one on
home,
one? Have you met
yeah,
with the one on one? So
yeah,
so
we had a
continuous
nice conversation.
communication with that person because that one on one is somebody they hired. That's not a person with a specialty in his learning disability.
That's it.
So that could be an issue because then that person is reporting to the teacher and that teacher is then reporting to you. And even the teacher doesn't necessarily have a specialty in learning style. So or
Mm-hmm.
I
learning
maybe
I hate the word learning disorder because it's just a
Or learning
struggle that child.
disability. I hate that too. I
Yeah,
hate the
because
word
it's
learning
not. It's just
disability
how that
sometimes.
child learn. Like if I'm a visual learner and you are a kinetic learner, you don't have a problem as a kinetic learner. You just need someone to hand step you through it until you get a
right,
rhythm.
right,
The
and that's
people with
how
the
he
other
is.
learning styles already have a rhythm to learn. You just have this different rhythm to learning. And sometimes you gotta have open communication with that one on one because that one on one can sometimes just be a babysitter
But the biggest
and
Mm-hmm.
thing,
not really helping them.
right, but one of the biggest things with him is he can't sit there. That ADHD comes in because not ADHD. I'm sorry, I keep saying ADHD. He has ADD, like his concentration goes away. He doesn't have that hyperactive.
Mhm.
So the thing is, like I figured it out. You can't have him sit there for a long
Right.
amount of time. You have to consistently give him breaks. You have to still get him to, you have to sit down with him and you have to do hands on to physically show him how to do it.
Mhm.
But you can't
Mhm.
make him sit there for a long period of time to figure out how to do it because
Because he
then
ain't gonna
that's
get it.
where the wandering goes.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that. So I think I figured out his learning style because
Does he like playing with fidgets and stuff like that? Does he like
yeah,
playing with his fidgets and stuff like that?
they don't allow fidgets.
So one of the things that I've
Plays
seen,
with his hands and pencils.
well, even if it's not a fidget, if it's like a certain eraser or a certain toy
Mhm.
that the one on one gets to hold, like they have control over it. And in those moments where he's in transition from one learning style to another, here you get 5 minutes with this. But if I give you 5 minutes, you got to spend 10 minutes doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I let you play with this at lunchtime, the second half of your day you got to focus more. But he needs to break it down even further than that. So
Mhm.
if he's continuously working for 10 minutes, here take 3 minutes. You get to play with this. I have to take that back at the end, but you have to communicate what his boundaries are. So he
Right.
knows, okay,
But he's
I'm
a
gonna focus,
teenager,
because
14,
it's not
so
something he
right
necessarily
now
has
he's
control over.
right.
But he can learn to have that control. That's how you can
But
take somebody that's on a spectrum and put them into general population because they
what would
realize
I do with a
them just
fidget
being
though?
around
Because
each
he's not
other
in
all day was
elementary
not going to be
school.
helpful. Huh?
But
Mm-mm.
that's different. But it's different because he not in elementary school. He's in middle school. So if he, I don't want him
But
to.
he
I
still
don't
has
want
that
him to.
one on one though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I know how you were saying have something to play with, but I don't want to make him like I'm saying, like a target, like, oh, you playing with toys, you supposed to be in middle school. You know what I'm saying? So what is it that we can use? Like, what?
But you can't be worried about that because what happens with us when we're at work? We take 5 minutes and go to the bathroom and get on our phone because we got to decompress. That shit is
Right.
work is work. So we
Right.
take 5 minutes and say, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but we really on our phone on Twitter or something. But it's
Right.
the same principle. He's gonna get teased regardless.
Right.
He's gonna be different. His learning style requires a different type of environment. That's why some classrooms they have creative seating. Like some people can sit on the floor, some people can stand up, some people can go sit on a beanbag.
Yeah. He got
Every
he
teacher
got that
hasn't gotten into that.
Yeah.
And the reason for it, the school system doesn't normally pay for all of that. So
Nope.
normally teachers have to buy that themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why some teachers have done it, and some teachers be like, "Sit your ass down in that chair."
No, they got him the little wobbly. They have the little wobbly because he's not the only child in there with that has. He said it's a group of them that's in there that gets that has that. Like they put them in a group
101.
around a separate table. Yeah. And he said they have the little wobbly stool. Y'all ever seen them? They look like
the chairs that's uneven.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's to keep them,
to keep their mind going.
But at the same time, having a communication with because typically his one-on-one is just his. Rarely do they bring them up. Sometimes they're working in conjunction with other students, but they typically have their own person. And just have that conversation with them, figure out something that it could be a treat, but also a break for him.
Right.
And be real strong with it. Like, try it at home first and see how that works when he's doing his homework. So, hey, if you do your homework continuously for 15 minutes, then you get to get on your phone or get on your tablet. He can't use that tablet in school or use that phone in school, but he could play with something else. He could, and it's not just play, it's just taking his mind down some, because it could be stressful for them. So you want to try to alleviate the anxiety for him and give him something to focus on.
Right, like a mental break.
Yeah, just the same way we do. Children need that too.
Right.
Well, that was great.
Nick, you still not getting no money out of me except for when it's come time to pay for the show.
Oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it voluntarily or involuntarily.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. DM us if you would like to be a guest on the show. My mind just drew a blank.
Or you can email us.
You can email us at PodcastIAmShe@gmail.com. My mind just drew a whole blank. I had it in my mind. I'm like, yeah, girl. But see y'all. Have a good weekend. See y'all later. Happy Mother's Day. Bye.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
That was so dry.